up and crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Stinks like ass, but I'll sure miss her. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. It's episode 998. Two Dum Yinzers, welcome back. Glad to see everybody today. It is three complete shows from being the big 1000. I know everybody's excited about that. Mike, I'm excited about that. How you doing this weekend, sir?
Doing great now that my microphone's working.
I got to be honest with you, and I didn't want to do this for the first part of the show. I mean, there's so much to get into, but if the first 990 would have went as horribly as the last 10, the last run of 10 did, yeah, I would look a lot older. I could promise you that, and I would have probably killed you by now. But that's besides the point. Of course, issues with the microphone kept us back a little bit. We do apologize, guys. So it's been again, like since we got to this point where we're just 10 shows away from the big 1000, it's been every issue that you could have thrown. And you know what? I take full credit for this. I mean, full responsibility. I'm sorry. Because I had said nothing will stop this 1000th episode from happening. And then, of course, it's just one thing after another. But you know what? Again, it's going to take a fiery auto accident to stop us now. We're at 998, if you can believe that. Just 2 shows after today from the big 1000. Welcome back to the show. Yes.
So close. So close.
I can't even imagine to wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow and Wednesday. I can't wait. Welcome back, everybody. I do want to say Bob Dylan didn't die. So much went down over the weekend with our sports here in town, but the one thing that I kept my eye on was Bob Dylan, and I gotta blame Finch on this, because if I didn't pick Bob Dylan, I may have taken Lindsey Graham, who did pass away over the weekend, but I did not. So I gotta place some of this responsibility on Finch for the death poll here on the show, which I do have a big announcement to make here about Finchy here pretty soon. So I'm gonna let some people walk through the dough. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Lots of things going on in the Berg over the weekend, Mike. It was a big victorious weekend in the Berg for our sports. As a matter of fact, every single team won everything that they played: soccer, women's football, baseball, all of them. They all won every single game they played. We'll get into this and so much more today. Welcome to everybody on the board. I do want to say what's up. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome back to the show. Again, this is episode 998 of the Dum Yinzers. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's start with my man Corey Beavers, all the way over from the Don't Drink That podcast. Corey says this, hey, fellas, sorry about Friday. I didn't mean to hijack the end of the show. I need to learn. No, you're fine, man. I didn't even think twice about it. Heated debate on this show. Come on. We'll take it. It's totally fine, brother. Always great seeing Corey. As a matter of fact, go check him out. He has a new video coming out today. If you follow or are interested in conspiracy theories, go check him out right here on YouTube. Don't Drink That. New stuff coming out today. As a matter of fact, I'll be over there. So I hope to see everybody there. I do want to also say what's up to my man, the original OG, Yinzer Joe in the house. He earns his name. Like, he earned his name.
Yes.
He wasn't always the OG. Yinzer Joe, but you know what? He earned that name. He's done a great job. And look, we got experts on the board today. I can't wait to get down to them. Let's go to. I just want to finish up the thought saying he did earn that spot, Mike. He did earn that name. He's been here with us for a long, long time, and you just don't get the name the OG without being somewhere for a long time. So you are the man. Welcome to see the original OG. Yinzer Joe back on the board. Let's also go to my man Tyrone. He comes in here and he says JPJ's to go. I agree with him, but I think my man Tyrone might share a little bit of this goatness with JPJ, maybe co-goats. These two young men, of course, JPJ and Tyrone on the board. Always great to see Tyrone. As always, welcome to the show, my friend Kevin. Also, welcome back. Always great seeing Kevin back on the board, my man. He says, hey, Yinzers. Robert Kirkpatrick, great seeing you, sir. He says Payton has showed improvement. I don't think he has hit his ceiling yet. My opinion, Payton will have a real good season in 2026. And for some reason, this became a topic over the weekend. Yeah. People just started to all of a sudden publicly talk about their confidence, perhaps, in Payton Wilson. We'll get into that and so much more. I do want to say what's up to Zaid. And you know what? I might even know who this is. The names kind of threw me off. I don't know. If it's you, F you. If not, they're giving me great advice. Please share, sir, please share tip how to grow hair. I don't know who that's a stab at, but it could be. I don't know, because I have excess hair. Mike has no hair, so I'm not really sure who that's toward. As a matter of fact, I thought it was more of a shot at first, and it's not as much a shot as I thought. So welcome to the show, Zaid. Again, I may know who this is. I perhaps by the name, but I may not. If I don't, welcome. If I do, F you. Corey says, I'm editing right now. I can't wait. Can't wait to check out Corey again. Do go check him out today. A lot of cool stuff, lots of content. No matter what your interest is in the line of conspiracy theories, Corey has it all. Believe me, he has mad content. You're going to find something that you like, no matter what it is. And then also my man Kevin, he says this. He says, I think Wilson will have a better season than Queen. Robert said ESPN, exceptionally stupid personnel network. And you know what? We're going to prove that again today. We'll prove that again today on the show. Again, welcome back, everybody. Glad to see you. This is episode 998 of the Dum Yinzers. Let's do this thing. Mike, of course, you know, we love our Pittsburgh sports here, but there was something that happened outside of Pittsburgh over the weekend that caught my attention.
Oh.
Now, listen, I don't have any interest. I have minimal interest in these fights. Listen, I have no problem. I have nothing against them with these UFC fights. As a matter of fact, I think they're kind of cool. I just don't have the attention span to add another sport to my repertoire. I just don't. So something happened, like UFC fight went down, Conor McGregor, all these names. I mean, I know all these names. But the one thing that caught my attention, high over everything else, was Sophie Cunningham was a card girl. One of the ring girls that walks out with the card. And you know what? I'll take that any day of the week. Sophie Cunningham, Mike, steals the show at the big fight on Saturday night.
I as soon as I saw her on the screen when I was scrolling through Twitter, I knew you would have to talk about it. I knew that's probably all you watched all weekend long.
I didn't
outside
even
of like the passion in the bucket was just Sophie.
I did not even realize there was a fight happening, but yes, I did pay special attention to Sophie Cunningham. Of course, she was a ring girl, and then of course she played yesterday in a game, and I did catch that as well. But that's for a different day. I do want to say also, Tyrone says, give Wilson the green dot. Tyrone also says this, oh, Lord, don't remind me my favorite fighter and Connor, an idiot. I wish I knew more about what you're. I do. I'm just ignorant. Please accept my ignorance. I wish I knew more about that. I like I said, I just don't have the capacity to take in a whole nother sport. I just don't, Mike. I just don't. I'm very shallow. I'm very shallow in the brain.
Like I have my sports, like the main sports that I watch, and a couple offshoots that I'll follow along with. But outside of that, like I have no interest in MMA. Like I don't even follow boxing anymore. I used to love boxing. It doesn't appeal to me anymore.
I know it's taxing. I mean, well, the thing is, you want to learn everything about it as much as you can, and that's my problem. When you get into something, you want to learn it. And again, once you get too many plates on the table, your belly or your brain starts to get full. But again, I don't doubt it's a lot of fun. I know that a lot of people love it. So, I mean, again, I appreciate it. I respect it. And at the end of the day, I just don't know much about it, but I am man enough to admit it. Tyrone says this. He says, Connor ran out, tried to do a stupid kick and hurt himself. Fight lasted 69. At least it was 69 seconds.
Nice.
Mike, some stories, though, right here in town. And then we're going to get exclusively into Pittsburgh Steeler talk because, why? Because, Mike, 2 weeks from now, we are going to be getting ready to break into camp this week, if it was 2 weeks from now. In 1 month from today, we are going to be playing a football game against the Green Bay Packers. 1 month from today. In like 62 days from right now, that is Tunch-Ilkin days from right now, yes. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be kicking off against the Atlanta Falcons here in Pittsburgh, Acrisure Stadium, to kick off the 2026 campaign. So much stuff to get into. Let me grab a couple more messages. I missed Mikey. I'm sorry. Mikey, Mimi, one, I do want to say hello. Welcome to you. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the terrible board, Mikey. So let me get into a few of these things in Pittsburgh that I've been going on about until we get started. Guys, again, lots of Steelers today. Don't go anywhere. Mike, first off, I'm going to talk about the important thing to me. The Pittsburgh Passion, our women's football team, a big game on Saturday night against heated rival DC Divas. Mike, the only loss we had all year was one of the 2 matches against DC during the regular season. They beat us by 4. In the game we beat them on a game-winning field goal with as time ran out in their stadium. So you knew this was going to be close. And did I mention last year they split during the season and also played DC in the playoffs last year? However, lost that game. DC went on to lose the championship. This year, a little bit different. I do want to say what's up to Talon. Welcome, Talon Moodley on the board. What's up, bro? Great to have you on the show. Welcome. Great to see you here, my man. Or woman. I'm sorry, whatever it is. I do apologize. Guys, I do want to say, yes, let's go back to the Passion here real quick, Mike. The Pittsburgh Passion, they go at home. They play them at home. DC Divas travels here for the third match of the season, Mike. Third. We beat the Mile High Blaze last week. We had DC this week for a chance to go on to Canton to go to the Hall of Fame stadium to play in the championship game in the Pittsburgh Passion. Get it done in Pittsburgh Passion style, Pittsburgh Passion fashion, if you will. The Pittsburgh Passion beats the DC Divas this time 35-23. Up and down, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a 12-point game all game. It was up, down, switching the leads. Great game as always between these two clubs. But the Pittsburgh Passion win it, Mike. Makai Chavez, just with us last week on the show, the MVP quarterback of the Passion, leads the ladies back to the championship, Mike, as they are number 1 in the country, and they'll be taking on the Minnesota Vixen. The Minnesota Vixen is who they'll be facing, and Minnesota beat Salt Lake City. These are 2 good teams from the West. It's all coming together, Mike, at Hall of Fame Stadium. The Pittsburgh Passion, the Minnesota Vixen, July 25th. So 2 weeks from this past weekend will be the championship game for the ladies, which leads right into camp week. It couldn't be better as this offseason has been for us all off season, Mike, giving us plenty of content, plenty of material, plenty of things to talk about here on the show. Fantastic times in the Burgh. Mike, you couldn't pick a better time to be a Pittsburgher. Right now, everything is good. Go Passion. Very excited for the ladies, Mike. They are going back to Canton for that championship game. Makai Chavez and company win the big game.
Yeah, one more to go. I'm confident that they will go in there and handle business. how focused they were, and particularly Makai last week when she was on the show. I don't think they're going to look past this as like, oh, hey, we beat DC. We're
Right.
already champs. It's going to be a cakewalk. I I think I think they're to go in there, handle business, and bring a championship back to Pittsburgh.
I agree with you, Mike. Again, I went and did my own research. I went and watched some of the Vixen games. I watched them play Salt Lake. I watched them play Tampa Bay, a team that's in our division. I watched a few games to kind of educate myself on what the Vixen might do. And they're like Pittsburgh. They don't, with the exception of Makai and a couple other girls, they don't really have one standout player. They have a good team that does everything well and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. This should be a classic game. I cannot wait. Mike, less than 2 weeks, our ladies going up to get that title, bring it back to Pittsburgh where it belongs. They're looking for their fourth national title in the WFA all-time. Good luck to you. I think they're going to get it done. I hope to see Makai, possibly other teammates. In the meantime, we'll continue to work on that, guys. But that is also the big news here. And finally, last thing we got to get into, Mike, before we get into our Steeler talk, is this. Pittsburgh Pirates, 3 games left till the All-Star break. The first place Brewers come to town. This can't be good. The Brewers don't ever lose. Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates go and outscore the Brewers 24-13 this weekend while sweeping the first place Brewers and putting themselves, Mike, to be only 2 games out of a wild card spot at the playoff at the All-Star break. Mike, 2 games out of the wild card spot, over 500 at the All-Star break. And get this, the highest scoring offense in the majors. Nobody scored more runs than the Pittsburgh Pirates have this year.
If only we had some relievers to come in and lock down the 7th and 8th innings for us.
You know what?
We would be arguably the best team in baseball. And this is without some key guys, man. We got key players hurt, and the offense is still going.
Yeah.
Pitching.
And it was all fun and games when you were giving away guys like Chapman and Bednar willy-nilly. Like, you know what? This is fun. Now you're seeing where that runs into a problem. Yes, they had downs. But you know what? If you're looking for a guy that has all ups, good luck finding them. And then what? You're going to replace those guys with the guys you have now. So, again, mission failed. Get out there. Get your relievers. You got to get your relievers before we get on the second run, Mike. All-Star break today starts in majors. We have the home run derby tonight. I love the home run derby, as I like the slam dunk contest, as I like all the specialties in the All-Star weekends. Tonight, the All-Star week starts in the majors. Home run derby contest tonight. All-Star game tomorrow. They'll be off a couple days, and then back Friday to take on Derpy's Cleveland Guardians, Mike. The Cleveland Guardians, get this, we have 131 more runs than the Cleveland Guardians. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Let me mention that again. And let me say to you this. The Cleveland Guardians are 1 game better than we are. 1 game. We're 50-47. They're 51-46. And we have 131 more runs scored than Cleveland.
Damn. We're just hitting the cover off the ball this year.
It's something else. Mike, it's the best offense we've ever had. And we've been through eras with Willie and Barry and Bobby and Roberto. This is the highest scoring offense, the most highest octane offense in the Pirates history, in their long history, Mike, almost, I don't know, 140 years, something like this. Mike, but there's one final thing, and then we're going to break into Steeler talk. We're going to get in the huddle. This one right here, Mike, I don't know if you caught it. Esmeralyn Valdez. They had a doubleheader on Saturday because the game Friday night got rained out. Mike, he had 3 home runs that day, 2 in the first game, 1 in the second game. But get the statistic. You know how we're always talking about the Pirates? They're either doing something really amazing one way or the other, or not so amazing, but it's always something very extreme. Get this. Valdez, Mike, over in that day, the doubleheader, he had 4 go-ahead hits. He had 3 go-ahead home runs, which included his 1 go-ahead grand slam. Nobody else in the history of Major League Baseball has ever done all that on the same day.
You know what? It's nice that we have someone else on this team other than Paul Skeens that can do something that has never been done before in baseball history in a positive manner. Usually it's in a negative manner. This dude is just amazing. And he's, 21, 22 in that range?
I tell you what, I'm sorry, yes, yeah, very young.
Yeah, like it. My God, you have him, Connor Griffin, you have Tremaine Johnson down in the minors as well, or yeah, Tremaine Johnson. Like some pretty good, exciting players. Like Johnson might be 2 years away, but you get Griffin, you get this guy, you got Paul Skeens. You got guys you can build around. Maybe have some, like, I hate to say you have like assets to trade, but now they're like quantifiable good assets to get also good assets, major league ready talent. You're not going to be trading these guys out for all prospects that we can hope. No, you can trade some of your field position players now to go, hey, we need some relievers. Let's trade, well, let's trade one for a reliever that's going to be here a long time as well. Like it's dangerous to think, but they have semblance of a team here and extra pieces to ship off to finish building the team. It's almost like they're fluking their way into actually doing something right, but I know somehow the Buccos are going to fuck it up. I'm going to get excited, but I'm not going to get too excited.
Two things. Valdez, he is going to make Marcelo Ozuna get traded, cut, whatever here coming up. They just have to get healthy first before that happens. Two, All-Star break is on in the MLB. Home run hitting contest tonight. All-Star game tomorrow. Buccos back at it Friday for a weekend series against Cleveland. Lots going on. Finally, Mike, in soccer, not much so much the world soccer scene, but our Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they were back at it, Mike. They win 2-0, 2-0. What is it in soccer? What's the zero? 2-0. And they beat Loudoun United over the weekend, Mike. They're back at it against the Sporting Jacks Wednesday at 7:30. But with that being said, it's time to get into some Steeler talk, the real football, in my opinion, if you ask me. Let's take a look at the board here real quick, Mike. Let's see if anybody walked in, and then we'll get on this football tip. Let's go right here to the original OG Injured Joe. He says this Payton Wilson wasn't the problem. The rush defense was decent at times. The pass defense was horrendous. So shouldn't we be really talking about why we're going to pay $30 million to a corner? Injured Joe, he's starting early. He's starting often. And I seen some numbers, Mike, where the pass coverage numbers on Payton Wilson were certainly down last year. Pretty much.
They were abysmal.
So, I mean, as you see the thumbnail today, of course, we're going to be talking about some more things that we have been talking about. We have, Mike, we have more of Jeremy Fowler's positional rankings to get into through over the weekend. As a matter of fact, we have a lot to get into. So let's stick on the messages here for a couple minutes till we get caught up. Tyrone says this, Mike. He says, y'all see A-Rod, Muth, Roman, DK, Pittman, Bensko, all chilling, bonding. Good to see. It is, what did he call it, Mike? The last rodeo.
The last rodeo.
Get together, with the exception of one football player that you would expect it to be there. However, Will Howard was not at the last rodeo.
Will Howard was not, and Mason Rudolph was.
So whatever you make it at, I don't know. Maybe Will just doesn't like having sleepovers at other guys' house. I don't know.
Yes, I did. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, they're hitting darts, man. They had the heaters in hand for the pitcher. Hopefully that's just for the prop and not for they're out there. I don't mind if my quarterback's hitting darts, but I don't want my number one receiver out there hitting some heaters. Let's get the cardiovascular system in top notch form here, DK.
I particularly like the picture where they were all dressed up like cowboys. Will Howard probably seen this and like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to go to a sleepover at some old guy's house and dress up like cowboys all week. No.
Yeah, guess who ain't making the team?
I totally get you, Will. I totally get you. Go earn it on the field. I don't like that shit either. Let's go right here. Let's go to always great seeing you, Ty. Great hearing from your brother. I miss Ty. I did. Because I know he catches a lot of heat here on the show on the board sometime. And I don't know, sometime it may be warranted, sometime it may be not. But you know what? At the end of the day, I thought to myself, you know what? Ty, he takes a lot of heat. So I was thinking about you, my man. I hope you had a great weekend as we were getting closer again. 1 month from today, we're literally playing a football game. So I think we're in a good shape, guys. Let's continue down on the board right here, Mike. This is one of my favorites so far. This may get an early game ball. Sash says, what up, Mike? My queen? What's up, Ryan?
As long as I get a crown, I get a crown.
Yeah. And there you go. There you go. Always great seeing Sash on the board all the way from Switzerland, my man. What did I see over the weekend? I seen something about Switzerland. It might have been about the weather or something over there. I don't know. Let's go here. Let's go to Tyrone. Tyrone says, Yinzer Joe, that wasn't JPJ. LOL. He allowed 500 yards in 15 games. LOL. Y means Slay and the other side, you meant LOL. It feels like you don't watch the games. I can tell too. I'm starting to think that Yinzer Joe's just having fun messing with Ty at this point. I really do. I really do. But just let it roll off. Let's go here. Let's go back to Yinzer Joe. He says this Steelers offense hasn't been this young since 2012. And the offense ranked 21st in total offense and averaged 21 points per game. Ty says this last year, the offense, we averaged 23.4. I think we can average 25 this year. Yinzer Joe says, keep trying, Tyrone. I admire your dedication to trying to embarrass me. Tyrone says, hey, man, you do that to yourself, though. It just took a leap from Friday afternoon to Monday. Let's go here to Ty. He says, shaking my head, I hate Macy. Yeah, I do too. Tyrone or Tortilla, what's up, my man?
Tortilla.
All the way from Sacramento, California. Tortilla Jackson in the house. What is up with you, brother? Always great seeing you on a terrible board. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you stayed out of trouble. Speaking of trouble, Mark Malone, the man, the myth, the mustache in the house as well. I think they were in Wyoming. One thing that I did notice, if that's true, I don't know, but still no signs of his wife. No wife bringing out lemonade to the guys or baking cookies or anything like this. At least if she was, we certainly didn't see her.
Maybe she took the pictures.
Maybe she took the pictures, or maybe Will Howard took the pictures. Who knows? Let's continue. Mark Malone says this Magnum stage. JPJ goes. They're rough today. They are rough. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this. He says it's all good. Change my profile pic for a reason. 24 is the GOAT, big baby. I agree. And I got some things I'm going to say about him today too, about JPJ. Sauce says this. We got robbed by the refs against Argentina.
Dives. Argentina all the way, Sauce. This might cause irreparable harm in our relationship.
I doubt that. You're the queen, baby. You're his queen. I doubt anything could mess that up. You were the Swiss queen.
I got a crown.
That's because you have holes in your head. Let's go to the original OG Yinzer Joe. He says, just keep on trucking and trying, Ty. I believe in you. Sauce says this. That's what you saw, Ryan. Mark Malone says, is that Everett at Tyrone? Ty says this. I like Everett, but he won't start this year. He might battle Echols out. We'll see. Tortilla says, ladies, please. There's enough tortillas for everyone. There's always enough tortilla, baby. Marky says, I don't know, Ty, if they trade JPJ, I could see Everett starting. Sauce says, I was told they were in Montana. Okay. And the thing was, I just didn't know. I saw pictures. I seen them in cowboy outfits. I heard it when I turned the page. That's pretty cool. Good for them. The bonding is good. I joke, I kid, but ultimately I like the guys getting together and creating chemistry amongst one another. Let's go here. Tyrone says this. He says that's the thing. He's not getting traded, so he's not starting. LOL. Follows up by saying, if Lions really need corner, give them Eccles for a fourth. And Sauce says, still recovering. Game was at 3 a.m. for us, and we started drinking at public viewing at like 10 p.m. I was dead yesterday. I'm still recovering. Totally feel you, brother. Glad you're back at it, man. At least you got the strength and the fight to get back at it and continue on. Carry on. Mark Malone, super glad to hear Roman was out there. Absolutely. Again, what do you guys think of Will Howard not being there? Any thoughts on that? Just throwing on the board. What you think, Mike? What's your take on that?
I don't know. Don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. Like, did he send it out there and, hey, Will couldn't make it? Or it's like, hey, I just, X amount of guys I want to take, and these are the ones I want to take type of thing. Like the perceived start, the obvious starter, and like right now, the current number 2, and then the receiving core. So that's kind of how it looks like, is like, I'm just going to bring the guys that have been here for a while. And I think Jeremy was there as well. He might have been the only rookie there. So
I think Tyrone, listen, I don't know. I'm just kind of going. I'm seeing Tyrone. So I heard Bernard was on a family vacation is why he wasn't there. So perhaps he was not. Sauce says this. I think it was a veteran kind of thing. People reading into it too much. No rooks. And you know what? That makes sense as well. Just curious. I don't know. I don't know. And Sauce is confirming that Jeremy was not in the house. Mike, let's do this again. We have a lot to get into. We're going to talk about Payton. We're going to talk a lot of things actually through the weekend here with our Pittsburgh Steelers, as we are just 1 month away from a preseason football game against Green Bay right here. 1 month from today. Mike, there's no going back now. This thing is in motion. The wheels are turning.
Mm-hmm.
We are 2 weeks away from camp week. We are 1 month away from preseason football, and we are just 62 days away from the season getting started against the Atlanta Falcons, also right here in Pittsburgh.
I can't wait. Yes, Tyler, exactly. Time is flying by. You hit the nail on the head on that one. Yeah, it's who would have thought, when we were struggling through mock drafts that we would be this close to kickoff. It's my God, I remember the 100-day countdown clock that it showed up down at the point. These 100 days from kickoff to now, let's go with 99 days, Levon Kirkland days out.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh my God, it's going to be forever. It doesn't seem that far along or far past us. So, yeah, training camp, man, it's going to get here soon. Season's going to start before you even know it.
And I agree, Mike. And it's just gone so fast. It was just such an eventful offseason for the Steelers. Yeah. And I like it this way. I got to be honest with you. And, I'd rather focus on all the little dumb things here and there than not have my Steelers. It's just the way I bleed. I don't know. Let's go right back to the board. Tyrone is saying time's flying by. And Sauce says if it wasn't for the World Cup, I would have struggled. And I kind of feel like that with my side Pittsburgh sports. Of course, the Pirates, when winning, are fun. The Pittsburgh Passion, always in contention. So, they were a fun part of getting through this off season. But you know what? Staying on top of everything that's going on with the Steelers certainly makes it worthwhile. And again, being an eventful off season, Mike, it certainly made our job easier. We were just able to, it writes itself. The show writes itself literally. So again, at the end of the day, it was a good off season, probably one of our best ever, Mike. As again, we're coming up on episode 1000 on Wednesday.
Yeah, this was our best off season. My God, dude, free agency. That was a boom, man, and it flew by so fast for us here on the show. My God, that's just a great period. And then the draft came. That was a fun time as well. We hit some slow parts, but my God, man, it's just gone by so fast.
I couldn't agree with you more, brother. The big announcement about Finch, I mentioned at the top of the show. I was waiting for Ty to get in the house because I know Ty's a big Finch guy. Finch, we had a little powwow in the group chat that we have here amongst everybody on the show, and I talked to Finch, and I talked to Derpy, I talked to RB. Chop was a little busy, but three of the guys, Mike, we got to talk a little bit, and Finchy will be here midweek. Finch will be here for the big 1000. He'll be here on Wednesday, Ty. Also, Derpy rearing to get back at it. He sent me about 53 messages. I'm still trying to piece it all together logically, but he will be back sometime soon as things start picking up. One of his main arguments was this. It was like, well, I'm not a real big fan of how things have been going this offseason, so I didn't want to come on and bring everybody down. But that's not why we have you on.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's a nut.
I just want to stare at him while we're talking. I just want
to. But you don't have to say a whole lot, Derp. Just stand there and just hang out. Pop in every once in a while. Say something.
I don't know. But he's talking about coming back. He's again excited about it, and I have 57 messages to prove it. So we'll be seeing everybody back here real soon as things start getting underway. And again, it's going to be real soon because we're just 2 weeks out from camp, guys. 1 month out from preseason in 62 days. 62 days away from kickoff this season. Mike, let's get into this Jeremy Fowler positional rankings. This is what we've been talking about. We talked a little bit last week. We were pretty consistent, actually. We're going to stay on that tip. We're going to get back on it, Mike, because some more positions got graded over the weekend. On Saturday, the offensive tackles got graded. On Sunday, offensive tackles, offensive linemen, and then today, yes, I'm sorry, Saturday, Sunday, offensive tackles, inner offensive linemen, and today is the quarterbacks. And guess how many people we have on the list from those 3 days? Mike, can you take a guess?
We got to have at least one, right?
Mm.
You would think.
Mm.
You would think at least one.
Mm. Mike, we have none. Nobody made the list. The only person that made a list was Zach Frazier, got the mention. He got votes. So after all these positions, Mike, 5 days last week, the weekend, and today, that's 8 days. We have one guy that's ranked in the top 10 of the positional rankings in the NFL, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. One, and that's TJ Watt at number 7 at his position.
I want to know. I want names of all the execs in front office personnel and coaches and scouts that Fowler reached out to. Because I think I can do their jobs.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at the list. I'm looking at the messages, and I'm listening to you. And Somber, what's up, dude? Always great seeing you. And I'm looking what Tyrone says. He says, I can't name 3 better centers, and I agree with you. But as of right now, we went through, Mike, last week we had edge rushers, we had running backs, we had tight ends, we had everything that we had. And one guy, TJ Watt, came in 7th in his position.
Mm-hmm.
There's been two Steelers that received votes.
Yeah,
and they were Cam, who was number 1 at his position last year, and then all of a sudden now he doesn't have any. Anyway, that's beside the point. And 2, Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier received votes. And that one in itself, I think, is one of the bigger head scratchers, Mike, because at the end of the day, as you guys are saying, who's better?
Yeah, the obvious, like the top 3 literally are Creed Humphreys, Tyler Linbaum, and Zach Frazier. I think Creed might be the best out of the bunch. So then, like Linbaum and Frazier, it's like flip a coin. Like, I think they're that close. Then after that, the guy they put up there from Miami, like he's never been. You never hear his name mentioned in those top 3 centers in the NFL. It's always Frazier, Linbaum, and Creed Humphreys.
Doesn't it feel like
some sort of order?
Doesn't it feel like they're messing with us at this point?
Yeah.
So they put all the interior offensive linemen together, the guards and the centers, and this is what it looks like. Number one, Tyler Smith, the guard from Dallas, is the number 1 interior offensive lineman according to this. Quentin Nelson, the guard from Indianapolis. Number 2, Creed Humphrey, the center from Kansas City, of course. Number 3, Quinn Miners from Denver, the guard. Number 4, Joe Tooney from Chicago, the guard from Chicago. Number 5, Chris Lindstrom from Atlanta, the guard. Number 6, Trey Smith, the guard from Kansas City. Number 7, there's Tyler Lindenbaum. Number 8, the new center out in Las Vegas. Peter Skoronski, the guard from the Tennessee Titans. And Aaron Brewer, Mike, that center that you're talking about from Miami, he comes at number 10. Here's your honorable mentions. You figure maybe here, if he wasn't in the top 10, I think that honorable mention will be a safe place to find Zach Frazier, Mike. But instead, you find Gray Zabel, the guard from Seattle. Tyler Booker, the guard from Dallas. Hold on, let me see. Is this the same? No, Tyler Smith and Tyler Booker, 2 different people. Third, Mike, Elgin Jenkins, the center guard from Cleveland. Robert Hunt, the guard from the Carolina Panthers. And some names here, Mike, that also received votes: Landon Dickerson, Zach Frazier, Connor McGovern, Kevin Dotson, Cam Jurgens, Steve Avila, Eric McCoy, and Jonah Jackson. Mike, this is unbelievably what Jeremy Fowler from ESPN thinks about the interior offensive linemen, centers, and guards. I again can't even make sense of it. The only thing I can come up with is they're messing with us.
Yeah.
Because we're only down to like 3 more days of positions.
Yeah.
And you're telling me we have one guy that's good enough to make a top 10 list out of the whole entire team? I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah. Like I like in this top 10 list as you're going around, like once you got into like 6, 7 range, it's like okay, Frazier should slot in be anywhere from 6 to 10
Like he
in
should
that
have
list.
not been anything. That's
Yeah,
the thing
yeah,
is like if he didn't make top 10, okay, for whatever reason you have, then he's at least honorable mention. The fact that he's
yeah. He's
under
not,
the received votes,
right. He's under other centers. Like like I said, like this couches, coaches, scouts, front office personnel. Feeding this information to Fowler. Like, hey, yeah, this is where we perceive people. If this is what the front offices are seeing, no wonder some of these teams are fucking god awful.
yeah.
Like, a lot of like those guys that are on the list, they're damn good players. But to say Aaron Brewer's better than Zach Frazier,
Yeah, right.
that one to me, that's where like the other guys you can make arguments for, but Brewer above Zach Frazier, that is the ultimate head scratcher of all head scratchers. Like, this is nuts that he is not on this list. Like,
Now, don't
he
get
was
me
playing
wrong.
at an all-pro level last year, and this is what we get.
And don't get me wrong. I love the underdog rule.
Yeah.
I love coming in being under the radar because here's the thing: if everybody thinks we suck, then you know what? You're going to be be in for a big surprise on Sunday afternoons, and I'm fine with that. Let's get back to the board here. Let's see what some people were saying, Mike, about this topic, and we're going to talk about the quarterbacks also that were on this list, and so much more today. You're not going to want to go anywhere. Lots of stuff to get into. Let's go to right here. Tyrone, let's go, baby. Tortilla says this. He says Derpy is the biggest fan. Literally is the biggest fan. Let's go here too, Ty. He says this big fan, not surprised. He's always negative. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Tyrone. He says, what the hell does he not like? I can't wait either. Maybe we get a limo to roll the diva in. We'll be able to talk to her. Maybe, I don't know.
He's gonna come in on a hot air balloon like AB did.
Yeah. I want to see how he shows up at camp, like how the players show up at camp. What does Derpy show up wearing? Let's go to Tyrone. Tyrone says, bro, I knew that was coming. Tyrone says, you can't name me 3 better centers than Frazier. And I'm confused as a Steeler fan because every week I watch the games and I hear Zach Frazier, one of the top centers in Major League or in National Football League. Cam Hayward, one of the top defensive tackles in the National Football League, one of the best defensive players, I'm told. Yeah. I just don't understand why aren't pieces coming together? What is wrong with this puzzle? What pieces are missing at the end of the day? Because Mike, nobody's making these lists. And again, I don't necessarily hate it.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I like the underdog role, and I will continue to. I always have. But it's just something doesn't really make much sense. And I'm just trying to piece together.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if it's biased, whatever, I mean, there's a lot of people, and as you talked about the executives and coaches and assisting, I mean, that's a lot of different people to all have a bias. Again, I'm just like everybody else. I'm scratching my head. Just trying to understand.
Yeah. And, a lot of the people that, that talk up like Cam and TJ and Zach Frazier, they're all like former players on these pregame shows. During the show, the color guy's usually a former player talking about how they're the best in the football. So it's not like they're just some guy off the street saying this or some local reporter. Right. These are actual former pros or guys who've been covering the game for a long, long time, who've seen it all and have a wealth of knowledge. But then you get these scouts and execs. You're like, yeah, I can see why your team sucks. Like you're literally like, I can see why some teams are consistently in the bottom of the NFL and others are, always towards the top. It's the talent disparity, not only in the rosters, but in the front office as well.
I'd like to see a breakdown of who voted for what. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing. I mean, nobody's voted any of these guys, it's interesting, absolutely interesting, and I'm just kind of scratching my head. Let's move along on the board, though. Let's go to Somber. He says, we don't care. Tomlin, let's continue right here. I do want to say what's up to Somber all the way from Los Angeles, California. Always great seeing you, brother. Welcome back to the show. Indio, that's right.
Not India. Tortilla.
Not India. Mark Malone says, the Watt man cannot be denied. The Watt man cannot be denied. Tyrone says, love TJ, but the dude that had off year, only one to make it. Yeah, right? Cam should be up there. Mark Malone says. Tyrone says JPJ, Frazier, Cam, TJ all should have made it. Some disrespect. Shaking my head. Disrespect. Yinzer Joe says this. I want to know how this defense recovers this season. Can't depend on JPJ, especially if the refs actually start calling his penalties again. Let's go to Ty. He says, you mad he only had 5? I do want to say what's up to Sick Jones back on the board. Welcome to the show. He says this. What's up, guys? I'm taking the family to Pittsburgh for our first Pittsburgh home game. It's November 1st against the Shit State. That's awesome, dude. We welcome you. I hope you have the greatest trip ever. I'm sure you're going to have a blast. And if you don't mind me asking, where are you guys coming in from? Let me jump down here to Sosh because I see Sick also has more messages. Sosh says this. Jenkins is where I draw the line. I'm okay with the top 10 list, honestly, but he should have been honorable for it's insane that he's not, you know. Like, what are we missing? Something is off here. Like I said, I like to see how these guys voted. I want to see who voted for what. Let's get back to Sick. Sick says this. He says, where would I find the best tailgating before the game? I'm going to be honest with you, Sick. Get closer. Listen, if you park 10 miles away and you have to walk, or you catch a rickshaw, whatever you do, the closer you get to the stadium, you're not going to be able to miss a tailgate for nothing. There's a bazillion people. They're all concentrated. The closer you get to the stadium, probably back till
Gold Lot.
The Gold Lot. You're not going to miss it. You get there, just to head in the direction of the stadium. You'll find a tailgate real fast. But if you're specifically looking for our favorite, Gold Lot 2, you might find us, Mike and I, at Gold Lot 2, and also with the good folks from Duquesne Pilsner, with beer readily available and flowing. So come check us out. If not, as I said, you're not going to be able to miss the tailgate. It's going to be big. It's going to be very excitable, very energetic. And again, just move your way toward the stadium and you will have no problem. And everyone is really friendly in Pittsburgh when it comes to tailgating. People enjoy each other. They enjoy other people who love their team. So again, just join in and include yourself and you'll have the time of your life, believe me. But again, Gold Lot 2. Let's go down. And I do want to say, I hope you do make it. I hope you have a great time. And I hope that you can have a blast. Let's go here. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this. That's all you had on him. Now that he cleaned it up and got nothing to say, I'm on to you, Yinzer Joe. He says, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. Let's go to Tyrone. He says, Frazier, 6 to 10. I agree, Mike. Sosh says, this Frazier still young? I can see people giving the veterans the benefit of the doubt. I'm okay if they think Frazier is a center number 4. My personal opinion, Frazier is a number 3 right now, but it's fine. Tyrone says, yeah, it's all good. Guy's going to be hungry this year. Dude, a great seeing dude in the house. John. Always great. Dude, hope you had a great weekend, dude. My man. Tortilla says this. He says, I'm hungry every day. Bro better be hungry this year. Yinzer Joe says this. I'm willing to bet Dean does better than Porter this season. Hell Pierre was better, and he had the right frame of mind to get out of Dodge because he knows the Steelers are favorable to Porter. I do know somebody, Mike. I don't know if I have it on this page or not. I'm going to get back to it. Somebody did make the comment, Mike, that they believe that the Steelers have the third best cornerback duo in the league this year. Again, I don't recall.
Is it Joe Hayden?
Well, it feels like a Joe Hayden comment, doesn't it? Right. Yeah, right here. Joe Hayden, Mike, on, of course, Joe and Debo says he believes the Steelers have the fifth best cornerback duo in the NFL. And I'm going to be honest for you. Debatable, whatever, if you want it to be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 9th, 10th, 12th, 15th, or 32nd. I'm okay with our two cornerbacks being the best couple corners in the league. I just am. Out of 32, 5 is a damn good place to be. And, again, despite whatever people's opinions are, Mike, that's a pretty good spot if, in fact, it plays out that way.
Yeah, like 5th is probably appropriate for them. They don't allow a lot of completions. Dean had 3 or 4 interceptions last year. PZ only had 1 or 2. So that might be what they're looking at. It's the lack of, a turnover production. But, completion percentages and quarterback ratings thrown to them. Those guys lock down whoever they're on. So it's a damn good duo. Easily top 5. Easily top 5.
Absolutely. So we're going to take that. Also, we're going to get back on the board. Tyrone says Pierre didn't have better year. Watch more football. LOL. Follows up by saying that's why Pierre had a 5-game run and only got paid 4.5, 1-year deal. Somber says people who are likely not watching every snap and are relying on stats. These rankings mean nothing. Tyrone said last time I checked, JPJ ranked 1 and 2 in most stats. Pierre not so much. That's true. I'm curious to see how the Pierre thing goes as well. I'm going to keep my eye on him because, again, he picked up enough, Mike, but he wasn't the type that really impressed you where he was at. Yes, he was playing better. He stepped up and he played, he played a cornerback position that he probably wasn't expected to play as well as he did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's going to be interesting to watch. Let's see if he's that guy. Let's see if he turns into, somebody's corner along the way. Again, it could go either way, but I wasn't thrilled with his skill set. Again, he kind of played up, in my opinion.
Yeah, last year was his best year in the league. I forget the DB's coach, but yeah, that DB coach unlocked a new level in Pierre and Porter last year, and Pierre was smart to follow him to Detroit because that's the best ball he played. But most of it came in the second half of the season. He got better as the season went on, but that was still his best year ever. That might be peak James Pierre.
It's going to be fun to watch him. And again, he makes the big interception against Lamar Jackson in that Ravens game, and that helps seal the deal in a sense. So it's going to be interesting. Again, I'm not real sure what to make. Let's go here. Tyrone says, I agree. Somber. He agrees with Somber's last comment. Right here, Sauce says, this, in my opinion, the outrageous one is Cam Hayward and JPJ. Frazier's fine, but seeing those honorable mentions, this ain't okay. I do want to say welcome everybody walking in the door. I do want to say what's up to Steelmatic. Always great seeing you. Also, I do want to say what's up to somebody else. I'm sorry. I will get to it in just a second here. Let's go to Joey says Pierre the GOAT. Mark Malone, Pierre the GOAT. Mark Malone says this JPJ is going to have a major pressure on him for the first time in his career this year. Sick Jones. Okay. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's a trip. We were coming from Washington State. That's awesome. Flying, I hope. And I just know a guy that got stuck in Las Vegas on 9/11, and that's Las Vegas. I mean, it's a little closer, I think, than Washington, and it took him 3 days to get across the country to get home because he was not getting on an airplane. He was in Vegas when it happened, and he just said, "I'm not getting on a plane to go home, so we're going to drive in 3 days across the country." Let's go to Tyrone. That's awesome, Sick. I hope you're safe. Hope you have safe travels, my friend. Tyrone says Pierre, a PQ guy, half his career. Tortilla says this. Mark Malone has JPJ poster next to his Arnold Palmer poster. Mark Malone says, I don't think they pay him this year. Tyrone says, Mark, he's always had pressure on him. LOL. Mark Malone says, no, Ty Tomlin's D always had someone running free. Still loyal. That's who I also want to welcome into the door today. Welcome to the show, Steele. Always great seeing you, brother. From North Carolina, Steele says this. Explain what that means, Mark. Follows it up by saying, I want to see something. Mark Malone says, in other words, other people covered equals more pressure on JPJ. Everybody's tense lately. Everybody's ready for this football season to start. I could feel it in the air, Mike. I could feel it.
They need it. It's just, my God, arguing about JPJ.
Everybody wants to hit somebody. I can't wait for the camp so we can start hitting people. I can feel everybody wants to hit somebody right now. Let's go right here. Let's go to Ty. He says on the other side, maybe he locks his side up, though. You my effers watch more football. Let's go to Joe. And Joe says this. Now, Porter's first year, he had no pressure. His second year wasn't a gimme either. This is it. And the Steelers don't know how to pay him. If he holds out, I bet he is traded. Let's go to Six. Six says this. He says, that's awesome. We're all super stoked. We're spending the week. They're going to try to fit everything. And that's all. Nice. There's a lot to get into, man. It really is. Pittsburgh is a wonderful city. It truly, honestly is. That's not just me talking.
Yeah, you're going to have a blast, dude.
Absolutely, man. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Mark Maloney. He's unproven at this point. He follows it up by saying why he's not in the top 10. Still Loyal says, Mark, you got to be trolling, man. Somber says Dean has been injured every year in some way. I doubt Dean even plays all 17 games. Motherfucker's just saying shit at this point. Tyrone says should be Ward Sauce and DeJean made it. I agree. Sauce has been down.
Oh yeah.
And listen, I'm just not. You know where I am with DeJean. I mean, he's very talented, but come on, you're talking cornerbacks. I'm just saying without saying.
Yeah. And there's talk that they're going to move him to safety already. Usually that happens after a nice, long, successful career.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we're moving you to safety. And
you're one of the best cornerbacks. We're going to put you at safety now.
Yeah.
Ty says, over him. Follows it up by saying Ward Sauce top 10, but literally 9 and 10. And again, if you're going off of what you've seen last year, Sauce didn't even have that great of a year. Matter of fact, before moving, I can't remember when exactly he moved, but I know the Jets didn't have an interception all year. So
yeah, and he didn't play that all that well either when he won up to Indianapolis. Excuse me.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Mark Maloney says they were tested though. Ty 6 says this. I appreciate it. We definitely will be coming to see you at Gold Lot 2. That's awesome, brother. He says, you'll know me. I'm working on a huge black and yellow mohawk. I also have the Steelers logo tattooed on my head. That is awesome. I'm going multiple game balls today, Mike. I'm giving him a game ball for the Steeler tattoo on his head. And then also earlier on, I gave one out today. It says, you know what? That's going to be what this week is, Mike. It's going to be like Oprah. It's just going to be giving out game balls to everybody. You get one, you get one, you get one. Everybody gets a game ball this week, Mike, as we are closing in on episode 1,000 in just 2 days. You can even believe that.
Dude, we definitely have to go to that game with Sick Jones. He's coming in with the Mohawk. I'll be full regaled as Vanilla Thunder. I'm fucking ready for this.
We'll be down for plenty. I think we've talked last year about
we're good
plans for this year. So
this one has now been circled red on my calendar.
All right, there you go, Sick. Let's go here. Porter had a free pass. Mark Malone says Tyrone says no, you just don't know shit about football. The guy's still going back and forth here a little bit. Again, I don't know if this is going to ease up anytime soon. But again, once the hitting starts, Mike, that's usually when things start getting better. Let's go, Tyrone. You have a free pass of being a Steeler fan. Mark Malone says you don't remember the 80s. I do also want to say what's up to my man Steel Loyal. Always great seeing you. And Still Matic Honda. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's go to Steel. He says, Steel Matic, I'm sorry. He says this, Herbig, Wilson, Sawyer, and Harmon is the new Steel Curtain. That's interesting. And yeah, I know. I don't know if I like it, though. Listen, I don't know. I'm going to move forward. I just don't think Steel Curtain when I think of Payton Wilson, Jack Sawyer. Again, yes. I mean, are they going to be good? Are they going to be serviceable? Probably. But at the end of the day, that's kind of concerning to me as well. I don't know, guys. But point taken. Let's continue on. Let's go to Honda. Honda says this, Tyrone, bro, hit me an email so I can have you on the live this week, bro. Let's go to Tyrone. He will sure do that. Let's go to Honda. So will JPJ get done before or you know what, guys? Mike, that's a good question. I'm going to bring that up here again in a little bit. And where does this even place Keanu Benton, who kind of keeps getting drowned out by this whole situation because JPJ, big money, big talk. Keanu Benton is still in there as well, waiting for a contract. I said it before, Mike. I think this is his last year. I think he goes somewhere else next year. Somebody gives him a nice paycheck, and he probably goes down the road that way. I don't think Keanu Benton gets taken care of before the season starts. I just don't. I don't see how.
No, neither do I. For me, he's one of those guys that you can replace in the draft and free agency. We have depth behind him. We have starters in front of him. We brought in Dave potentially to take his spot to see if we can push him outside. And guess what? He's going to be behind people. So he's not a starter. He's not a priority right now. He's someone, if you want to take care of, you take care of after the season. You want to get your main guys done. And his position, his style of play does not make him a top priority for me. It just doesn't. We've been able to find some pretty good players in the draft in these past four drafts. So I'm okay with letting guys go. This is what you have to do. You can't keep everyone that you develop, unfortunately. You want to keep the guys that are playing at head and shoulders above him, and that's what we have to do.
I agree with what Honda and what Mike is saying. Let me get down to it, though. Let's go right here. Hoping before, or I am. I'm hoping before, or I am. I'm hoping before, or I'm not going.
Tyrone stroking out over there.
Tyrone making his point clear. Let's go to Honda. He says our secondary is going to fold a lot of receivers. Mark Malone says this was Lindsey Graham, a Steeler fan. I don't know, but I know he screwed me on a death poll. I'm really putting it on Finch this weekend because if he wouldn't have had this Bob Dylan going through my head, I might have taken Lindsey Graham.
I'm thinking of Lindsey came out of nowhere. I had my money on the other one. Mitch McConnell. Yeah, who's MIA. And then Lindsey comes up and has to upstage everyone.
It's gonna be the next one's gonna be interesting. We're running out of old people, so
we are. Dick Van Dyke's 100 and he ain't stopping.
I know. That's why I don't pick him anymore.
I know him and Mel Brooks. I ain't picking.
Yeah, no. They're like on Demolition Man. They're just gonna cryogenically put them guys away and come back whenever they're ready. Let's go to Mark Malone. JPJ contract may have been too much for him. I love South Shore. Honda's saying. Also, Steel Loyal says seeing these armchair scouts say he hasn't had any pressure is hilarious. Tyrone says Couch Scouts loyal 100. Steel Loyal also says because guarding the best receiver in football is no pressure. You know what? You're making a great point. Holding him to 30. Steel Loyal says Honda says 6th Street and Clemente Bridgeside be lit. Let's go to Tortilla. He says Mark just wants his chicken nuggets. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He's got to fight Junie for them. Honda says Dalen Everett going to put the pine on wide receivers 100. I do want to say what's up to Truth Thong. Truth Thong back in the house. And you know what? Truth Thong, you get one too. You get a game ball too because you got Thong in your name. Be real, Steelers should have lost both Ravens games and Detroit and been out of the playoffs. And probably should have maybe won a couple of the games they lost. It pretty much played out to what they were last year. I think you know what? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The dude missed a field goal. That's part of the game. So, again, they should have, but they didn't, and they won all 3 of those games. And ultimately, as I said, I don't know. I'm not real sure what direction you're trying to go with that. Let's go to Tortilla. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, there you go. Shoulda, woulda, coulda got me on that. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. He says we beat the F out of – that's what I'm saying. Did we beat the Lions pretty – I don't know if it was handily, but that wasn't a real good game, was it?
Which one? The Lions game?
Yeah. I thought we pretty much handled them.
Yeah, so did I.
Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Steel Loyal. We beat the fuck out of the Lions. How the fuck should we have lost? Let's go to – and also, I mean, come on, saying we should have lost to the Ravens. We've only beat them 10 of the last 11 regular season games. I mean, albeit they've only been by 1 to 3 points. But at the end of the day, shoulda, woulda, coulda. They shoulda, woulda, coulda beat us one of those 10 of 11 games that we beat them. So – let's continue on. Let's go right here to Tyrone. Tyrone says Chase 30 yards, St. Brown 40 yards, Colin 20 yards. That's 3 top 10 wide receivers. Just saying. Mark Malone says this. I think they get the Benton contract done. Tortilla says this. He says we also should have gotten Brandon Ayuk. Robert Kirkpatrick, always great seeing you on the terrible board, my man in the house. He says, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2025, JPJ didn't give up a touchdown. You know what? I don't think that this is talked about enough. You have a guy that hasn't given up a touchdown. Listen, I understand interceptions are good. I understand that turnovers are great. But if you have a person that hasn't given up a touchdown in seasons, excuse me if I don't think that that's awesome. Listen, he hasn't given up a touchdown. Penalties went down. His tackling certainly improved, and he hasn't given up a touchdown. What am I missing? At the end of the day, nobody was belly aching about Ike Taylor. That man had two nubs on the end of his arms. We have a shutdown. We have a shutdown cornerback who has connection with Pittsburgh fan base. who was a little kid in the locker room when the Steelers were winning Super Bowls. Yes, what does that do on the field? Nothing. But at the end of the day, finding chemistry and somebody that fits sometimes is a lot harder than finding a guy that gets you the right numbers.
I think we finally found the good player that the Steeler fans will hold accountable for every little thing. If only this was applied to T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward.
If you would have told me, listen, okay, say we didn't have any cornerbacks and we were looking.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told me I had an opportunity to get a guy who wouldn't let up a touchdown in 3 years, you can't tell me we wouldn't be excited about this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, he doesn't get but a lot of these other corners right now, Mike, they're not getting these turnovers either.
Yeah.
It isn't like interception numbers are way up. They're not.
No.
And the fact of the matter is he covers the number one guy and holds Chase to 30, St. Brown to 40, Collins to 20. So, I mean, ultimately, I don't know if, if you would tell me again, Mike, that I would have a cornerback for the next 3 years that doesn't let up a single touchdown, but his interceptions wouldn't be that great.
Yeah.
I would be all aboard.
Yeah. It has the best completion percentage when it comes to like third downs, one of the best in man, one of the best in zones when you look at completion percentage and quarterback ratings against. It gives up the least amount of explosive plays. He's targeted a decent amount and gives up some of the least amount of completions in the league, averaging like 33 yards per game, given up, shuts down when put on, shuts down the best receivers in the league. I would take that guy. I would take that guy any day of the week.
Mike, this was said by Doug Whaley. This was written in an article. Doesn't expect JPJ's ball skills to improve. Mike, he says this is the reason, because he never had it. He didn't have it in college.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it in the pros. He's just not an intercepting a turnover. And you know what? At the end of the day, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think. Because, again, he hasn't let up a touchdown in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good problem to have, in my opinion.
Yeah. Catch rate allowed, he's number 4 in the NFL as being allowing the least amount of catches thrown his way. Forced incompletions, he's tied for 4th. For the percentage rate jumps up to for forced incompletions is number 3 in the NFL. Yards allowed per cover snap is 2, number 1 in allowing the least amount of explosive plays. He's targeted the 9th most, number 9 in the NFL. Teams aren't throwing towards him. And when they do throw towards him, they don't get completions. He's literally shutting off half the field. I thought that's what you want from your corner. Yes, interception. I love turnovers, but if I know a team's not going to look away, that's going to help my defense even more. That's going to help the other 10 guys do their job. That's going to help everyone else in coverage do their job.
I would rather somebody not get burnt.
Yeah.
Than get an interception, because again, that's your priority is to cover. Number 1, numero uno, is to cover the receiver and don't let him get anything, and that's what he does very well. Again, look at the numbers with the best of them. So at the end of the day, did we hate Ike? No. Did we? I'm not understanding the full resistance. Of course, on the board, I know there is a lot of ball busting, and I understand. I accept that. But at the end of the day, again, I would love to have a JPJ on this team. Or could you imagine getting another guy who's a bit of a head case? Would you rather have a guy that got 5 interceptions last year and he was a total head case with the penalties and the personal fouls and maybe punching somebody, whatever? I'm just saying, I'm not understanding the hate. I get the ball busting, and then listen, I get if you see the problems perhaps in his game, but find me one player that doesn't have any issues. I mean,
Patrick Surtain, he won Defensive Player of the Year not too long ago. He probably is the best corner in the league. Passer rating allowed 66.5. Joey Porter Jr. 61.5. That's 5 better. That Joey Porter Jr. is. Receptions allowed 31. for Surtain. Porter 32. Okay, one more. Interceptions. This is the one we all talk about. He's not getting the ball turned over. Patrick Surtain had 1 pick last year.
Last year.
Joey Porter Jr. had 1.
So what's the big holdup? Joey Porter had 1. Like in the year prior, Patrick Surtain was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
So it isn't like Patrick Surtain is just some guy.
Yeah. 1
interception for Surtain, 1 interception for Porter. 1 guy doesn't let up any touchdowns. What's the problem?
Yeah, it's I like this is like a guy you want. His production is on par, if not better, than Patrick Surtain. And he has to guard Jamar Chase twice a year. Because once the Steelers actually put him up on Jamar Chase did nothing to us. When we allowed that first game to let Jalen Ramsey play a one-on-one, we realized that didn't work. That's what we put Porter on him, and he did nothing. Like Tyrone said, he shut down Nico Collins, who's a vastly underrated receiver. He shut down Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's arguably a top 4, top 5 receiver in the league. Like, come on, guys, let's be realistic here.
Let's take a little break just to kind of clear our heads, Mike. We talked about of course, Jeremy Fowler's positional rankings. We didn't talk about the quarterbacks. Let me just go down through this number. Maybe that'll give the guys time to cool down a little bit. Let's talk about the 10 quarterbacks, Mike. Number 1 on this list, which some may or may not agree with. Mike, I like the guy. You tend to Josh Allen. Josh Allen is number 1 on this ranking list this year. He was number 4 last year. He's number 1 this year. I tend to agree. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks. Kind of in that Dan Marino stage for me, where it's just not getting it done. But I think the guy has all the skill in the world. Let's go to number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, who was out last year, Mike, his lowest ranking in this was 9. Last year, he did rank number 1. This year, coming in at number 2.
Real quick, Mahomes, I think that's too high for him. Definitely coming back from that injury.
You know what? I agree. Who knows what we'll get, but the guy's always been a winner as long as he's on the field. So again, your concern is valid. Certainly something to pay attention to. But again, the guy's never been on the field and not been successful.
Yeah.
He's just got an it factor. He just does. I do want to pull away for 1 minute just because we do have a super chat here. Let's go to Tortilla. Tortilla with the super chat. I do want to say thank you for that, sir. Tortilla says this: Artie Burns had 3 interceptions his rookie year. Let's get back to this list here, guys. Let's talk about number 3. Number 3 on this list, Mike, is somebody a lot of people are saying is going to win the Super Bowl this year. Matthew Stafford coming in. Last year's ranking was number 6. Lowest ranking, number 5. Right now, he comes into the season number 3, according to Jeremy Fowler's list. Number 4 on this list, Mike, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, number 4. Number 5, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, number 5. Number 6 on the list, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, the 6th best quarterback, according to Jeremy Fowler. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 8, Drake May. Number 9, Jared Goff. Number 10, Caleb Williams. Honorable mentions look like this: Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, and also receiving votes, guys, Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and C.J. Stroud. Say what you want about this list, but to say that Daniel Jones has votes and Aaron Rodgers has no votes. Aaron Rodgers took a team that was supposed to finish in last place to the playoffs. Again, I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk, Mike, because again, something is obviously off here. But again, Daniel Jones better than Aaron Rodgers according to this list. I can't even believe we're going over this list, but we started it, and you know what? I'm not gonna quit.
Exactly. Once the Colts ran into real defenses last year. I forget who they played for us, but you start to see them to get exposed, and then they played us, and then were completely exposed. Then they sucked the rest of the way. He got hurt too. Blah blah blah. But once he had to face real defenses that were able to take away weapons, he didn't know what to do. That's the real Daniel Jones. Sam Darnold not making it, I think is a mistake. I'm not a big Goff guy, never have been.
Me neither.
You swap those two, I think that might be a spot on top 10 list. Some of them I might not agree with the actual spots, but for those 10 quarterbacks, I like that list. Like we were able to see what Caleb Williams was able to do in year 2 with a real offensive-minded head coach with an offensive line. He has weapons. That was, I think, top 10 for him is spot on. But how someone like C.J. Stroud received votes? Like, did anyone watch him play last year?
Right.
I mean, he was god awful last year. He's like about to be one of those guys who hits free agency and teams are like, yeah, we'll take a second chance on him, see if we can get something out of him. But that top 10 list I like. Outside of Goff, I've just never been a Goff guy. I think he's been in some really good situations.
And I do want to point out, Mike, it's let me get the number here. Excuse me. The top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 honorable mentions, and 3 also receive votes. Mike, that's 20 players.
Yeah.
20 players in Aaron Rodgers didn't land in the top 20 out of 32 teams. And again, this was a team that was being by experts telling us that they were going to finish in last place in this division last year. He wins the division. Yeah. He gets them to the playoffs. Again, listen, I'm not expecting Aaron Rodgers to get high accolades. I'm really not at this point in his career. But to say he doesn't make the list of the top 20 quarterbacks in the league, it's insane to me.
Yeah, especially he was like, 15 in yards. He was 16th in completion percentage. He was up there in touchdowns, I believe, like top 12, I think. Actually, 13th. Sorry, my apologies, but there are a couple guys tied with other things. So, yeah, he was arguably within the top 10 in touchdowns last year. Like, I get like quarterback rating QBR weren't the best for him. But, you're still sitting there at like 12 to 15 in completion percentage. That's top half quarterback. That should be at least one received vote type thing. I get it. He didn't look pretty a lot last year, but when you're only attacking the hashes and dumping off, and you're not attacking the middle of the field or attacking outside of the hashes, not attacking the middle of the field, production's going to slip. But okay, hey, I like this. The league does not hold us in high regard. I hope we play a lot of these people who contributed to this list because, my God, you run some piss poor organizations if you're leaving off some really good players.
Mike, so listen. All right, let's check this out because there's a little contradiction here. Someone thinks we're going to do really well. I mean, really well. Other people think we're not going to do not well. And I mean, really not well. These next couple of names, Mike, Merrill Hodge, of course, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. I loved him, number 33. Despite even being a white running back, I still liked him.
Well, he was a fullback. That's a different category.
Mike, he says this. He says, quote, Mike McCarthy is going to bring the 7th Super Bowl. He says this, Mike. He believes that this is the path that we're going to be on. He says this. Mike, get this. 5 of 7 NFL Network analysts expect Pittsburgh to finish under 500.
Yeah.
Mike, with one of them picking the record of 6-11, 3 of them picking the record of 7-10.
Yeah.
And one of them picking the record of 8-9. Again, are we missing something big here, or is this the matter of that we're just going to be able to be underestimated, be looked over? And again, I like this, Mike. I think we come out better if we are overlooked in the league. But again, this just kind of goes more into what we're saying with just this recent Steeler hate. Merrill Hodge thinks we're on a road to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Mike, again, 5 of 7. And the 2 other ones that weren't below 500 has us at 10-7.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, what it comes down to is they see that the Steelers did not upgrade at quarterback. So therefore, Rodgers is another year older. He's going to regress, and then it's going to spoil the team. It has to be in that right there. I have a feeling if we went out and made a splashy move in the draft and picked a quarterback and said we're going to start that one, teams be like, oh yeah, they got a young quarterback that's going to lead them to good things. I just have a feeling that they would, if Aaron Rodgers was not the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, these records would be, I'm not saying flipped, but we'd be seeing a lot better projections for this team, because it's telling me they're not looking at the roster building that has been done, not just this year, but the previous 4.
So you recommend
position?
Are you suggesting perhaps that if we had Will Howard or Drew Aller, the records would be better?
I'm not, maybe like if a Ty Simpson, because he was talked about as an outside first round pick, someone like him, like, oh, you're going to start this rookie who was a darling, rising up the draft boards. You might see some better records, maybe not winning the division, but better records, because he's someone you can grow and teach and learn. And Aaron Rodgers is old and just going to do what Aaron Rodgers wants to do, without looking at the total picture of how this team was built, how the coaching staff was built, not taking that into account.
I do want to say what's up to Lindsay. I do see you on the board. I apologize. Just taking my time getting down there. I do see you, sister. Glad to have you here. Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. But again, Mike Mirrell-Hodge, Coach Mack, going to bring the 7th Super Bowl to the Steelers. He says, Mike, they don't have that far to go from glory. So again, some people feeling very bullish. Again, some people feeling very bearish at this point of the season, Mike. But you know what? That's expected. There's nothing about this that surprises you, certainly as a Steeler fan, because, again, it seems to be the same thing every day, every year, year after year after year. And if you would look at those years and go all the way back to the beginning of the Super Bowl era, we have more wins than mostly everybody out of all the teams. So at the end of the day, what's that tell you? The Steelers keep continuing to do what they do. You can't win the Super Bowl every year. We haven't. We're due. We're getting there. Hopefully that does come soon. I do want to say what's up to my man Jamie Carlo on the board. Always great seeing Jamie. Says, yo, yo, yo. I swear to you, we're going to get back to the board here in just 1 second, Mike, because we do have a lot still to get into. Let's go down here to Tyrone. Tyrone says True Thong. I gave him the clown face. I'm not sure what that was referring to, but I'm sure they both do. Steel Loyal says this. Jalen Warren ran through the Lions like they were kids. Honda says Kiana maybe on the chopping block because we have Sebastian Joseph Day and Derek Harmon. I absolutely, again, maybe you're right. Maybe these are reasons why we're not seeing any kind of pressure or conversations or anything at this point about Keanu Benton. Tyrone Robert, he's never given up a touchdown in 3 years. Tortilla says JPJ gives it up to a guy named Gooner. Let's go right here. Tyrone says this G Honda, he won't get traded, but I don't see an extension. That's kind of where I'm at as well. Vegas, always great seeing Vegas in the house. What's up, dude? All the way from Las Vegas. He says, will his funeral be in the closet? Still Maddox was at Tyrone. I think we may get something solid for him and Alex Highsmith in a package deal. Let's go right here to Robert. Robert says BA is one major head case. No thanks. Of course, Brandon Ayuk, Tyrone Highsmith getting traded next off season. More than likely something's going to happen with is somebody. You're right.
Someone has to.
Mark Malone, Nancy Pelosi might not be a bad pick for next. You know how? Yeah, she's not looking. Well, she hasn't looked great since the 60s. But
I was about to say,
yeah, Nancy got some heavies, some heavies. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says the thing with the picture Ryan, all of the top 10 guys has 1-2 picks to a season. It's called getting not getting tested. And again, 1 or 2 picks. If this is what we're fighting for, I would rather have a guy that doesn't give up a touchdown in 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that seems to be that would weigh out for me more if I was a coach. If I had a guy that didn't give up any touchdowns for 3 seasons or have 2 interceptions instead of but gave up touchdowns. Yeah.
Porter has really strong hands too. Not like when it comes to like catching the ball, but when a receiver does look like they're going to catch it, he has unbelievably long arms and strong hands to where he can rip that ball out. So even if a corner or a receiver does get a step on him and they get their hand on the ball, it's not a guaranteed catch. He 11 pass breakups. And
Mike, was he the breakup in the first Raven game that knocked the pass out of Likely's hand?
Yes. Yeah, and that's one of it. Like he did that to a lot of players. He did it to Nico. He did it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He did it to Jamar Chase. Those guys they get like half a step on him. They get their hands on the ball, but his arms, he's like Zangief from the original Street Fighter, and he's just punching them out. So like dude is just so good to where even if you think you have him beat, he's going to find a way to win that battle.
And if he doesn't knock that ball out, the Baltimore Ravens do, in fact, win that
Yeah.
first game. And so, I mean, he was the reason that we did win, because the ball was right over the middle of the end, right in the middle of the end zone. Isaiah, not bloody likely. Is what Joey Porter Jr. said, because, again, I could picture it. It was controversial. Could have went either way, but you know what? The way that it went, the official way, and the way that it'll always be known, is it was an incomplete pass, and we won that football game. Let's continue forward here a little bit. Let's go to Ty. He says, exactly, motherfuckers, just hate and ride. Yeah. At the end of the day, I think that's what it is a lot of, especially here on the show, especially on the board. I'm willing to accept that. Let's continue here. Vegas. He says, Patrice O'Neal called them out. Ty, it was hilarious. Tortilla says this: I always wondered why Nancy got in office until I saw her milk jugs, and now I understand. Mark Malone, JPJ might not be so shut down if other guys are covered. Let's continue down to Ty. Yes, Ty right here. He says, Marky's lockdown. Maybe you worry about the other side. Steel Loyal said, Mark, that literally makes no sense. And Mark and them going back and forth on the board. You can see that here. I'm going to kind of come down here just a little bit. Tyrone says, yeah, well, I see that. I like Dean. I hope I want nothing more to have two good DBs. And again, you know, even somebody that doesn't give us a lot of good grades, Mike, we still managed to get number 5 in cornerbacks, you know, the 2 cornerbacks that you have starting. So we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll certainly take that. Let's continue down here. Let's go Mark Canada. Mark Canada, Tortilla is saying. Let's go.
Damn, Mark Canada.
Let's see. Ty says, I wait Porter and Dean and motherfuckers wide receivers faces this year. Man press and D line get to the quarterback. Steel Loyal says it's not good enough for some people, I guess. Let me scoot down just a little bit more, guys. And we do have a lot. We have a lot to get into here. I'm just kind of sifting down through the fighting. Let's go right here. Steel Loyal says, bro, I've forgotten more about defense than you'll ever know. Of course, that is to Mark. Steel also says, this Mark, you're in a chat with people that know X's and O's. He says, this BS you make up ain't gonna fly in here. Tyrone says, Mike spitting facts. Let's go right here to Sick Jones says JPJ is shut down. Dude is a stud. And that's the thing. It's hard to get a good shutdown. Whatever his shortcomings are. To get a good shutdown, a cornerback. That's like finding a unicorn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get it. You hold on to that. Again, you're going to give him away for somebody that might get 2 or 3 interceptions, but gives up a handful of touchdowns. You know, get interception because they don't throw his way hard to get something when it ain't there. Tortilla to goat is what Tyrone is saying. And then a couple more messages, Mike. We're going to get into a couple new topics because we have some more very interesting things that I think that you guys are going to want to get into here. Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. Miss Lindsay, hope everything went well for you for this weekend. And I know you have a big month. A lot of birthdays. You're going to be doing some bar crawling. Lots of things coming up down the pike here for Lindsay. Hope everything goes well for your sister. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's go down here to Ty. He says A-Rod top 15. Steel Loyal says A-Rod could have 5,000, 45 and 8, and they still wouldn't acknowledge him. Corey says, sorry, I'm back. I had to get my head back in the game. You're good, brother. Always a strong player on the board. Corey, of course. Mark Malone says they got the cornerbacks right, and that was about it. Lindsay says, I like Goff. She likes Goff for the Lions. Steel Loyal says, I'm pretty good at Goff. Lindsay says that's wild. He didn't make the top 20. That's what I'm saying. Out of everybody, that wasn't the top 10. Okay, top 10, he didn't make it. Okay, honorable mention, he didn't make it. Players receiving votes, he didn't make it.
Which is wild.
Did nobody from Pittsburgh have a vote? I mean, you think he would have gotten some votes, right? Somebody in Green Bay, perhaps? The fact that he got less than these other guys that just got votes.
When Fowler called up Pittsburgh, everyone was out scouting in college, probably.
Yeah.
Some guy who hates Aaron Rodgers answered to him. No, fuck that guy. Click.
It's unbelievable what's going on. But again, it doesn't surprise you. It doesn't surprise us here as Steeler fans. Let's go to Lindsay here. She says, I doubt it. I think they just hate the Steelers. AR or not. You know what? I used to think to myself, how goofy of a thing to think that. And I used to think that's just a Pittsburgh mindset. But sometimes it just makes sense. Who am I? Who am I to fight it? Let's go, Mark Malone. He says, Beck. There you go. Beck should be on that list. Corey says this. He says, at Lindsay, similarly to the Steelers, the Lions will never get respect when they earn it because of how the organization destroyed Barry and Megatron's careers. Body Steeler get hate because of Big Ben. Joe, I'm sorry, Jamie, always great seeing you, sir. Yo. My man, hope you had a great weekend. Great to see you today. Let's go to Lindsay. Greed, don't drink that. Six says this. Oh, I know we're going to win 7 this year, no doubt, 100%. I love the way Sick thinks he's going to be coming all the way from Washington State to see a game in November. That's awesome. That is really awesome. Let's grab a couple more here. I want picks. Lindsay says. Tyrone says this. It's hard to get picks when they run 3-yard slants and 1 deep ball all game. Tyrone says, let's talk about how many Clark and Doug are in the other. No, you're right. Talking about dropped interceptions. That Clark, huh? Remember Chucky?
Jesus God. Duggar losing that wounded duck in the air in Cleveland. I'm like, what are you? I'm like, oh yeah, this is a pick, baby.
And I like Duggar too. I thought there was going to be hope.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be good, man. But he's one of those guys. The less is more, and the more playing time he got, he's a backup now in the league.
Let's go to Somber. Somber says this. He says, if you think about it, in the past 3 years, did we have an offense that could be trusted with turnovers from the defense? The answer is no, but hopefully that changes.
Yep.
Time will tell.
And I think we were one of the worst in scoring points after a touchdown or after an interception.
Tortilla says, let's talk about cheeseburgers. All right. Cheeseburgers. Tyrone says, oh my God, Somber, that is just facts. It's fuck, we couldn't score anyway. Lindsay says, hopefully they get us some. I want picks, just my opinion. You know what, picks are great, absolutely. Let's go right here. Let's go to Tyrone. Hot take time, PZ 3 picks this year. Is that going to be enough, though? If PZ gets 3 picks, aren't people going to be upset that he doesn't get 5?
Well, I was going to say, why didn't he get 4?
Right.
He had, that would tie his career, how many he has in his career. So he would double up his career numbers in one season. I'd take it.
Lindsay says, this super hot take laughed my ass off. I hope you're right, Ty. As we all. I mean, come on. As Steeler fans, we all love to see it. Vegas says, why are you so forgetful? Mark says this. MF, get defensive about their JPJ. Laugh my ass off. Sosh says this. I was told Mike was a potential star corner before his injury. Mike, star corner.
Star corner might be a stretch. A dominant box safety is where I would put my athletic ability.
I took you as the guy that runs up and starts spraying water in everybody's mouth, but that's just me. That's me.
Hey, you're helping out the support staff when you've been pulled because your team is so far ahead.
But then I didn't finish. But then I remembered you have to run out into the field and then run back, and I was like, "Well, that's not happening."
We got segues. We got segues, baby.
Let's go right here. Tyrone, he says this. He says, "No, you just say stupid shit, so I gotta put you in your lave." Let's go to Lindsay. Can't wait. Thanks, Ron. That's awesome. I know you got big things this month, as do I. All my birthdays seem to be July as well. Good for you. Hope your kids enjoy everything. Tyrone says this. No, you just say stupid shit, so I got to put you in your place. That's what I thought that was supposed to be. Anyway, that place, Mark Malone says, let's go here. Six says, I'm bringing the weed. You know what? I'm there. Where are we meeting anyway, Sick? I just, this conversation with Sick is just getting better. He says, we'll burn one before the game. I don't just drink. I don't drink, just got my gun right back. Don't want to lose them. Hey, man, I totally understand that. And you know what? I'll be here. I will be here. Let's go down here to Mark Malone. He says this. It was such a bad ball. He couldn't track it. Vegas says, I'll gladly pay you Wednesday for a cheeseburger today. That is Wimpy from Popeye. Of course, I recognize that. Tyrone, he says this, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the battle. I can't wait to see the right side of the offensive line battle. And Sosh says, rate my dinner. And then he says something, and he wants me to read it out loud. Let me give it a shot here. The letters don't even make sense to me. I just want to throw that out there. Zurcher, Geschnzeltes, mit Rosti. It's a Swiss dish. Mike, why don't you give it a shot?
Zurcher Geschnzeltens mit Rotzi. I don't know what the fuck those words mean. He probably made us say something like, we are the second coming of the Fourth Reich or some shit.
Yeah. I just looked it up. It says, it literally says translation. I collect wieners in my butt is what it says. I'm just teasing. It does not, but wouldn't surprise me. Hand John says this, Union Strike Day 19 here. Bunch of clowns. Always great seeing Hand John in the house. Ty, Lindsay, guys, let's get to some other things here, Mike, that I think that people may find interesting as by way of the Jeremy Fowler's positional rankings list, Mike. It continues tomorrow. Let's see where we continue at. Tomorrow will be off-ball linebackers. Wednesday, it'll be wide receivers, and then he wraps up his rankings on Thursday, Mike. That is with safeties. So linebackers, wide receivers, and safeties. Quarterbacks are today. We've seen how that list went. Again, we'll follow this through the middle of the week to see how this turns out. But, guys, do you want how about this? Here's something to make you smile. You want something to make you smile? A lot of these things that are in the offseason, they kind of irritate you. How about this one, Mike? Four Steelers make it on the NFL's top 100. That's right, 4 make it on this list. And I'm going to be honest with you, JPJ is the highest rated one. This, of course, is the PFN, the Pro Football Network. 4 Steelers on the NFL 100 list, Mike. Top 100. JPJ comes in at 33. TJ Watt comes in at 42. Cam Hayward comes in at 49. And Frazier comes in at 75 on this list, Mike. Good enough for the top 100. Not good enough for Jeremy Fowler and his list. Mike, what do you think about JPJ 33, TJ Watt 42, Cam Hayward 49, and Frazier 75?
I like this list, but let's be fair. This is the list that last year had what Lamar 1, Cam Hayward number 2. Yeah. but I like where these guys are slotted in. I think Frazier might be a little. I just want to see where the other linemen in there, but those guys are. I like it. They all deserve to be in there.
I agree. And again, at the end of the day, for this list to come out, and again, it's different sources. I understand ESPN, FS, whatever goes on, PFN. These are lists that we just kind of generally look at in the offseason and say, okay, this is what people were thinking. Why is this list so successful, so good? Why do these people see the Steelers looking one way and the other people see the Steelers the other way? So, again, you never really know, Mike, when you're getting a fair perspective, certainly from the national media and the Steelers. You just don't know what's really being said behind closed doors, what's being thought. Because, again, on one page, 4 of these guys, top 100. The other page, these guys aren't even making the list.
Yeah, it's wild, the disparity of all these lists.
That truly is.
It's just, like you said, like the way people value them, or value positions, value players, see how they fit in the schemes. It's all over the place in the NFL.
And I do want to throw out there, Mike, the people that are ahead of JPJ on this top 100 list, there's only 2 cornerbacks on this top 100 list that are above JPJ. Again, JPJ's 33. Only Stingley and Surtain is ahead of Porter on this list. So, again, listen, I understand one guy's from ESPN. And I understand these guys are from the Pro Football Network. But at the end of the day, is it that big of a difference that one person could say that JPJ doesn't even belong on a list, and another person says that JPJ is the 3rd best with only Surtain and Stingley ahead of him? So this is what I'm saying when you talk about Steelers, national media, people that's outside of Pittsburgh talking. I just tend to think, Mike, that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about sometimes.
You might be right.
I mean, that's what it seems to come down to, because this doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, even like the football media, the very their rankings are all over the place. Then you compare those to the league execs; those are all over the place. Then you compare it to like what you hear the announcers say that are made up of former pros, what they say, and they're all 4 or 5 different rankings. Like there's no real true consensus as to where these players should be. Even like now, the NFL Top 100 comes out that's voted on by the players. People look at that as like, is that just a popularity contest as well? So it's just crazy. But it all comes down to the individual person where they're ranking players and what positions they value more, what what skill sets they value more. But there's inherent biases as well. Like, oh, he plays for this team, so I can just knock him down a little. Oh, he plays for this team, I'm going to bump him up some more.
They need like an AI that like, and again, I hate this because I don't like taking human
Yeah,
element out of anything. But at the end of the day, I'd like to have something that's completely fair.
yeah,
Something that just tells you the way it is, and again, it takes statistic, it takes everything, and and gives you an honest, unbiased opinion sometimes, and you
yeah.
just don't know when you're getting it. You don't know when you're not. So at the end of the day, these are kind of some of the things that we come against, certainly in the off season. But Mike, one list, JPJ is in the top 33 out of everybody. On the other list, he can't even get. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, Lindsay. And I think ultimately that's what the world's going to come to. Unfortunately, I think at the end of the day, it's probably the best in the law. Enter the law with all of its detail, all of its fine detail into AI, and be fair. It's not going to judge skin. It's not going to judge gender. It's not going to judge. And unfortunately, that's good stuff. But unfortunately, taking the human element out of things, we're going to be controlled by robots. But that's a whole other story for a whole other day.
Feed me my Soylent Green, baby.
It's got its pros and cons like everything else. Let's get back to some messages here. We do got a lot more to get into. Let's go here to all right, just past Hand John. We got Sick. I'm going to be yes, absolutely. Sick says I'm going to Gold Gate 2. That's right. You should be able to smell me coming, my man. I'm already smiling. I'm already laughing in preparation. Let's go here to Lindsay. Lindsay says we know DK won't make the list. Let's go here to Corey. Corey says there's too many rage baiters in this chat. It's crazy work. And John says picket lines that do a better job of imitating a camping trip than a strike. Tyrone says let's fucking go 33. And you know what? There you go, man. Top 100, 33. Only 32 players are better than him, according to this. So that's what I'm saying. You always got to consider the source and all the difference. Let's go here to Lindsay. TJ, it's still the best. I'm sick of the sly comments about TJ. Mark Malone says Lunger going to come back with a vengeance. Lindsay says he is Mark. Tyrone said, I know that. Thanks, Ryan. Absolutely, brother. He says this as it should be. I said he should be top 3. Lindsay says everyone has biases, so AI might work. Tyrone says, yeah, top 40 player last season, no doubt. 6 says this, I'm going to settle this. Steelers are the best team. Every other team sucks, assholes. And you know what? I couldn't agree with you more. On a topical layer, I'll take that. Tortilla says nobody is ready for racist robots. That's what I'm saying. If the robots go bad, that's what I'm saying. There's just such a fucked up opposite side. Things could be really good with these damn robots, but what if they go bad?
It's all how they're programmed.
Well, if they could start forming their own, like if they start constantly improving on themselves and seeing what's wrong with the world and kind of correcting it on their own as they grow, that's what I'm saying. It's tricky, guys. Let's continue on though. But go check out Corey. He has a lot of stuff over on his page regarding this. Let's go to Corey. As a matter of fact, he says at Tortilla, every racist is a robot. Their parents programmed to be that way. Let's go to Hand John. Hand John says this guy got better on the offensive line. Our running back will push, call it, way better at wide receiver. Defense improvements. So what if the quarterback is the same? Better all over here too. 5 of 7 experts eating Raven pie come December. And again, them damn Ravens, they haven't beat us. They beat us once in the last 11 regular season games. I'm tired of hearing about them. Sometimes you
and then they shit the bed in the playoffs.
And they're in their team that's Mike. And if you look at the DraftKings odds to go to the Super Bowl, they're like one of the top 3 teams. I shit you not. The Ravens are still top 3.
How?
This is what I'm saying. Let's go to Tortilla. He says that would make iRobot a movie. Mark Malone says the data centers of Auschwitz will be no joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Honda says, oh no, Skynet 2.0. Let's get into some stuff here, guys. Let's talk about let me see if I can't find it here. This was something said by Ray Fittipaldo here, Mike. Fittipaldo makes this comment. He's not expecting chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and Roman Wilson to be totally different. He's expecting Jeremy and AR to hit it off, but he's not expecting it to be any better between Roman and Aaron Rodgers. Does this make sense? And why does it?
I don't know. I don't know. We just saw the pictures of the boys out there on the trip, and who has their arms around each other? Aaron and little Roman.
Yeah,
they're doing some damn good off the field chemistry. So you're hoping that's going to translate to on field. I know, like, Jeremy coming in out of college was the much better route runner than Rowan was, but he was no slouch either in college. So I don't know where that's coming from. Like, I guess we'll find out in camp and in the preseason games. But for a while there, in the handful of action that we saw Roman, like, when those two connected, positive things happened. So I don't understand where he's coming from with this one.
You think Aaron Rodgers made Roman Wilson wear PJs?
Probably.
It's a sleepover.
It's a little hazing ritual.
You know what? He's probably thinking, I better be on his good side. I went to a stupid sleepover in the mountains. Come on, in the mountains. Oh, come on. Anyway, I'm glad they're getting together, but it still sounds sus to me at the end of the day. Excuse me. Let's continue on the board here a little bit, Mike. Jeremy, I do agree. It seems like there's a lot of good chemistry. Jeremy in the house. I love it. I love what I'm hearing about Jeremy Bernard. But again, at the end of the day, Fittipaldo, it's just, again, a beat writer here in Pittsburgh. Mike, not expecting chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and Roman to be totally different this year. But we will wait. We will see. Was Roman, did he go out there at Aaron's house last year? I remember, because Aaron did this last year as well.
No, he didn't do the film, from what I read and heard. Like, he wasn't going to those, like, Thursday nights or Tuesday night, whatever, film studies.
Yeah, all right.
For most of the time.
All right, let's get back to some messages. We got a couple other things here to get into. Let's go to. We're gonna go somewhere. I promise you that. Right here, Ratbird Pie Honda says, John says, experts like weathermen, one of a handful of jobs where you could be wrong 60% of the time and be successful, no less. John, not just to have a job, be one of a successful weather person. As a matter of fact, you could get it wrong every day.
When I go to San Diego and start my weatherman career, 75 and sunny.
Yeah, that's all.
Dave. I will be 100% on.
I will take that. I will go with you. Let's go right here to Corey. He says, at Tortilla, yeah, iRobot, iRacist, same difference. Corey, do throw up your time and topic today on the terrible board at some point. Let everybody know. I want you guys to go check out Corey at Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. If you like conspiracy, like I said, a lot of people have opinions, and a lot of people kind of in their own way follow conspiracy theories. Throw up your information today, Corey, on the board. Let everybody know what time that you'll be coming. Your new video will be coming out today, and what it's about. I think people will be very interested. I love Corey's work. Let's go here to Tyrone. Yeah, A-Rod and Bernard are going to have good connections. A-Rod and Roman look better off-field chemistry. We'll see. Let's go down here to Honda. Honda says Lamar only played one full season in 8. Yeah, come on. Yet somehow he gets every year they give him the nod. They're giving him MVPs. They're predicting he's going to go to the Super Bowl. I just seen this guy choke his whole career. That's all I seen.
Are we talking about Josh Allen or Lamar?
Either one.
They're both the same.
Either one.
It's comical with those two cats, man. Everything was on the silver platter for them this year with Mahomes being out. They couldn't do a damn thing.
Neither one.
Watching them both choke in the playoffs.
You know what? At least Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers managed to win when Tom Brady was out with the injury in the early 2000s or in the 2000s. This was the perfect opportunity for either of those quarterbacks to do it.
Couldn't get it done.
No Mahomes, they couldn't get it done.
They both came in on pretty good regular seasons and then shit the bed.
Let's go here. We don't know anything yet. We are all just guessing. Yeah, I know you're right at this point for show. For show. Still Loyal says A-Rod and DK looked like they was about to reenact the scene from what? I don't know what this is. DJ
from Django.
Django. What is Django?
Django or from Django. It's Quentin Tarantino with what's his name from oh my god. Drawing a complete blank. Help me out, boys.
I guess I barked up the wrong tree on this one.
Oh my god, I can picture all the actors.
Well, let's move along. I do want to say
who played Ray Charles in that.
Was it Jamie Foxx?
Yes, Jamie Foxx he is a freed slave going around with the German white guy that killed a bunch of people. Thank you, Vegas, Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Django Unchained. Django moved the chains.
Still says Loyal. I'm sorry, Leah DiCaprio.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. My God,
Let's scoot right down here. Let's go to Honda. He says Roman is done in Pittsburgh. He is not durable at all. So in effect, it's unfortunate, you know. And it seemed like right out the gate. And the injury his rookie year.
Yep.
Didn't see him all season. And then last year, what a big letdown. And then you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You'd think that things would have improved for him, but it just didn't. It just didn't. Thunder CTE.
That's what it felt like, brother. Whew, that was rough.
Honda says, I do hope that. I mean, I'm right there with you, dude. I hope that Roman can turn it around too. There's just no real signs that show that that's going to happen. Let's go here. Let's go to 6. 6 says, what time do you guys get down there before? It all depends. It could depend on the weather that day. Usually a few hours, 3-4 hours before the game. Roman still riding his Michigan natty. I know, Honda. Let's go Lindsay. Lindsay says the only ones I'm seriously counting on is DK and Pittman. Everybody else is just a plus, in my opinion. I'm so excited about Pittman. I can't wait to see him. Also, Tortilla. No. Tyrone says Honda. I think Roman least decent 4 though. We'll see if he gets higher over 300 yards. I'll take it. I'm sorry. Fourth receiver. Tortilla says, do weathermen even come up with the weather, or are they just told what to say? It's a good question.
They got the meteorologist in the background doing all the math.
Yeah, the meteorologist.
And then a gust of wind comes along, and they're like, "Fuck, got to redo the calculations."
Yeah, it should just be chicks anyway. It shouldn't even be weathermen anymore. Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla, because if a weatherman are out here doing calculation, that's actually cool as fuck. They may be. Who knows? I don't know what the hell goes on with them. I guess when you're not expected to get the answer right all the time, I guess does it really even matter? Just throw a dart, you know. Let's go here. Let's go hand drawn. 2 weeks to camp. That's right. Also, I do want to. Did I skip Honda? Tyrone doesn't even have that now. Guys, 2 weeks to camp. 2 weeks. 2 weeks on 2 days, but they start showing up on the 28th. First day of camp is the 29th. This is 2 weeks from this week. Also, 1 month from today. Get this. 1 month from today, the Steelers play the Green Bay Packers in their first preseason game. 1 month from today. 2 weeks to camp, 1 month of preseason football for us, and 62 days till we kick the ball off against the Atlanta Falcons right here in Pittsburgh. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, but it's here.
So close.
Go check Corey out. He says this is a CERN video. When, why they shut it down, and what might happen when they fire it back up this time, and what their goal is compared to the 2030 agenda. The edits are better than ever. Go check out Corey. Don't drink that. Always got the top fresh conspiracy theories, whatever's going on in the world, Corey's on it, baby. Go check him out. And don't drink that. Let's go here to Honda. Roman has to stay. He has to stay healthy. Absolutely. Tyrone, honestly, this whole wide receiver room got approved. DK didn't even have 1,000. Pittman new to the team. Bernard, a rookie. Roman hasn't done nothing in 2 years. So clean slate, we will see. Tyrone agrees. He agrees with Honda. And then Corey also. Corey is saying 4 p.m. Don't miss it. 1 hour. That is Eastern Standard Time. 1 hour from right now. Lindsay says, I'm watching the Don't Drink That. I've been seeing crazy stuff. Yes, go check him out. Hit the follow, hit the like, show him some love. Corey's a pretty great guy, man. He always does a lot for us here, so we'd like to show him the love back. Let's go down. Let's go here to the Django. Move chains. Tortilla. The D is silent. Django. Gotcha. We appreciate that. I certainly do. I'm just not that smart of a person.
I just like saying Django.
Yeah, I just like saying it wrong. Somber says, I see we've reached the shit on Roman portion of the show. Let's go here to Han John, Iraqi weatherman. Have it easy. Just say it'll be hoy. Hoy?
Hot.
It'll be hot. I was going to say 1 month away. Yes, baby. We have a game 1 month away. 1 month away. And here's something I was thinking about, guys. Hey, you know what? Just give me 1 second. I'm going to make it all make sense. This was said, Mike. This was something. And I listen, I'm not here for this. You know this, but Joe Hayden, he was talking about the looseness that went around during Mike Tomlin's coaching, and he was saying the accountability was some of the problems for the team under Mike Tomlin, which I think a lot of people would agree. Some people might not, but at the end of the day, this is a question that kind of sprouts from this. Talking about preseason, talking about the Green Bay Packer game in 1 month. Do you think we see Aaron Rodgers this summer when it comes down to preseason football? Last year under Coach T, he didn't take a snap in preseason. With everything that's being said, new coaches, the words being used, great attention to detail. It's going to be different than Coach T. Do we see Aaron Rodgers play summer football? Do we see him play Green Bay at home? Do we see him play the Jets at home? Do we see him play Buffalo on the road under the new coaching staff? And now you got to remember, back in the day, the starting quarterback usually played a couple plays, and then the next game they played a series, and then the next play they played.
Yeah.
Does this change with the new coaching? Again, we don't know. We haven't had a new coach in 22 years or whatever it was. My question is, do we see Aaron Rodgers play summer football? Mike, what do you think?
Maybe a drive or two. That might be it. It's been like the thing now with throughout the league is that guys might get literally a drive. Or they'll play like a quarter of the last game and that's it, and they're done. It just seems to be the new trend now in the NFL. It's your starting quarterbacks don't get a lot of playing time.
And that was never really different. A couple plays. The first game was always pretty standard. Second game, you get that. You get a series. First quarter, maybe by the time the third game came around, you were never really overwhelmed with work if you're a quarterback. But it's going to be something that comes up. It's going to be all your voices and people going back and forth. Well, you know what? This guy didn't play. He didn't play last year in the preseason. He played this year in the preseason. Is that going to have him more prepared, more ready up to the game speed come time week one? So there will be debate back and forth. What do you guys think on the board? Do you think that Aaron Rodgers is going to see any summer action here in the preseason? Again, we got the Packers at home, we got the Jets at home, and we also have the Buffalo Bills on the road all Thursdays and Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, in preseason. Han John's hooting. He is hooting, baby. He's ready. Corey says this. He says, at Lindsay, this video is a mix of science-based commentary and conspiracy. I plan on follow-up to lean more into conspiracy portion. Lindsay says, my son's first game is 25 days away. I literally cannot wait. That is awesome. 25. Wow. That's going to be here before you know it. Still Loyal says, we start practice in 2 weeks. Ty says, my nephew's first practice is today. That's awesome, man. Good luck. Good luck to all of these young people. Still Loyal says, yes, they're doing offensive tryouts next week. Good stuff, man. Ty, here we go. Steelers with the Rockets. Lindsay says, it's only a scrimmage, but I don't give a fuck. It's football. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready for some football. Somber, definitely not. He's definitely not playing. Still Loyal says, we got a scrimmage the last day of training camp. Tyrone says, "Good show, you bastards. I'm about to drive. Good show, JPJ,
Yeah,
my
brother.
man. Be safe, sir. Thank you, as always." Mark Malone say, "I could see him play one series in one game." Hey, it's football. I just can't wait to see it, Lindsay. I'm right there with you. Somber, Mike McCarthy isn't risking Grandpa getting hurt. Steel Loyal says, "Ready to hear the pads pop." That's when you know it's here, when them pads start popping, baby. Han John says, "I believe he will play one series in week 3 in the preseason." Tortilla says, "Mark wants Rudolph to start. That's why." Before it gets too late in the show, Mike, big topic. Well, not the big topic, but it was on our thumbnail. Payton Wilson.
Yeah.
Now his passing coverage numbers went down. They got worse. Malik Harrison came in on running downs a lot of time to play the position that Payton Wilson starts at. Is the skepticism about Payton warranted? I mean, here's the thing. You need a banger. You need somebody in the middle who could do all these things. And at the end of the day, I understand Payton Wilson's athletic. He could be all over the field. He could be sideline to side. He can make an interception down the sideline. We've seen that happen. He could do a lot of things. But where are we at as far as Payton Wilson? A lot of people are expecting him to have a great season and jump. Some people are having him having a shit season. Where is Payton Wilson stand with you? And is he the guy? Is he him?
He shows flashes, but he's not that consistent because he's going to be your coverage, middle linebacker. He's going to be the guy covering your backside of the backfield, the guy you trust doing that, and even some tight ends too. And we saw last year, man, it dropped. Like everyone still remembers that play against who was it, Baltimore, his rookie year. Like name me a play like he's made since then. Like he really hasn't. He's been kind of disappointing in that area, back in coverage. That was supposed to be
What he was going to be good at. He's not going to be a thumper, but he's a sideline tackler. But they're not like those wrap-up tackles. They're all from the side. Like he's getting there late in the assignment. Or, he's dragging people down from behind. Like he's getting there late. But yeah, he made that great play against Jordan Addison over in Dublin, where he chased him down to save a touchdown. So he can do stuff like that, but it's those consistent plays in, plays out that he's got to step his game up. I like him, but my God, I want more from him. I want him to be more consistent, to be a guy that we're not taking off the field.
And the few things that I mentioned here, Mike, his numbers way down last year. Against the pass, Malik Harrison coming in a lot of times to play the run defense. And then when I'm seeing, Lindsay here, she's more concerned about Patrick Queen. So again, Mike, this comes back to me what we talked about weeks ago. My area of concern is the middle of that defense, is those inside linebackers. And again, we talk about, stopping the run should be improved because we got Sebastian, we got this, we got that. Derek Harmon's coming back healthy. At the end of the day, Mike, is this inside linebacker room, is it going to be, and before I go on, Patrick Queen led the league in missed tackles.
Yeah.
So, again, it's not just people saying, well, I don't think he played well. He led the league in missed tackles. Is it warranted to think that the inside linebacking core might be the Achilles heel of this team? Like, and if it is, how can we overcome that?
That's what you and I have been talking about mainly. You brought that up, like, my God, the more or less since after the draft is like the inside backers might be, the Achilles heel of this team. And here we are, we're still talking about it. And like the big thing, I think they're hoping new scheme and better play up front from the defensive line is going to help those guys. Like somehow, like we're magically going to eat up more blocks to allow our undersized linebackers to get in there and, like Somber said, shed blocks to make plays, because both those guys can get pushed around. It's definitely Wilson for how little he is. I think they're hoping new scheme and better play up front is going to fix the problem in the back end, because they really they did not address inside backer at all.
At all, Mike, and beyond that, as people were saying, well, maybe they'll cut Malik, or maybe they'll. You really don't have much back there. I mean, we have the two starters. We have Payton. We also have Patrick, and then behind them you have Malik, and then you have Cole, and then behind them you have Carson Bruner, which at this point in his career, you're going to throw him into a situation where he's getting a lot of snaps. He's put in, particular parts of games where you want, somebody who's a little bit more seasoned at the end of the day. I'm not saying anything bad about Carson. I'm just saying he's still a little early in the process. So at the end of the day, I mean, if one of these guys go down, let's just say whoever, Patrick Queen, let's say Patrick Queen goes down with an ankle and he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. So you really have to make it work now. Now it's like, we have to figure Malik into, we have to figure Cole. But as these guys are saying, as you're saying, as I'm seeing still say on the board, perhaps it was all scheme, and a lot of these answers, Mike, on our defense questions might be answered with the new scheme, with the new coordinators, with the new coach, and none of these things are going to be issues for us. Yeah. And that's the best case scenario, obviously. Yeah. We all want that to happen. But what's the chances of that being the case?
Not 100%.
Yeah,
and that's what worries me. Like, we're putting all of our eggs in it was the scheme, and we're just going to magically get better play up front because Harmon's going to take a step, and Cam's going to keep playing the way he is. It's kind of worrisome if that is the philosophy of how we're going to fix the inside backer play.
Absolutely. So to me, that's
scary. It's scary.
That's never changed. The inside linebacker room is my concern. It just is. They're inconsistent, and that's what scares me.
Yeah,
they're just inconsistent.
Big time. Yeah.
Let's get back on the board, Tyrone. I want to see Howard and Aller. That's it. And that's the thing too. I mean, I want to see these young kids. You got to, it's a big part of the future of the team. However you slice it. So of course we will see them guys for sure. Still loyal. I think Mark is Mason. I've never seen them in the same room. You know what? That's a great point, Stu. That is a great point. Game ball for that as well. What the hell? Let's go to Mark Malone. He says, I'm looking forward to Aller and Howard. Also, Lindsay says, yes, Steele, LOL, me too. Mark Malone says, I am Mason's father. Of course, from the Star Wars movies, I assume. Let's go to 6. 6 says this, I am fucking ready. Let's fucking go. Can't wait for 7 this year, baby. We're right there with you, sir. Mark Malone says, can't you see the resemblance? Oh, that's true. That's true. Steel Loyal says, I see it, Mark. Lindsay says, I like Payton. Tyrone says, year 3 breakout for Wilson. And you know what? I hope that's the case. And a breakout for Wilson for me, Mike, would be just be consistent.
Yes.
That's a breakout for me. I don't expect big numbers. I don't expect just be consistent. That's what I want.
Yeah. Same here.
A little consistency in the middle would be great. And that's with both of those gentlemen, not just Payton, but with Patrick as well. Let's go here. Steel Loyal says, I like Payton, but I want his run defense to take a leap for sure. Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. 6 says this. He says, I love shaving my head and putting on my Debo throwback and going up to Seattle. Fuck those rainy city bitch pigeons. Mike, I do want to say this while talking about Debo. What did Debo say? Oh, this is what he said, Mike. Your thoughts on this? Random topic. Debo really doubles down on the cheating Patriots. Mike, he says there's no way that team back in 2004, 22 years ago, kind of a odd subject to bring up today, but Mike, Debo is still going hard on the Patriots cheated, and I don't doubt it one bit.
Well, brother, you should know. You went there. You took your ball and went home and then went there and left us.
That is true.
You should know.
That is true. He should know better than anybody, right?
He should know.
Lindsay's more concerned with Patrick Queen. Corey, don't drink that. Says shit. At this rate, Wilson will get paid before JPJ, judging by how they're doing the contracts. LOL, silly. Somber says this. Mike Justice Hill, INT and Chase doing the best highlights. Han John says Graham will be used to his strengths. We'll use him to his strengths. Okay, cool. Let's go right here. Tyrone. Tyrone says Patrick Queen, green dot. I'm out. In facts, don't drink. Hey, man, my man. Stay safe. Steel Loyal says chase down, sack against the Pats, and his interception. Somber said he just needs to learn how to shed blocks better. He gets bullied in the scrum because he's so light. And can this guy put on a little weight, maybe some muscle weight?
He looks tiny out there.
He also plays tall, like Somber's saying. I hope a lot of Wilson's problems are scheme-based. Hope so, too, is what Somber says. Somber says a lot of our guys play too tall. Hi, to be honest, Tortilla says we lost Connor Hayward. We were screwed. We got a new meatwad though. We got a new meatwad. We got Riley Nowakowski. So Steel Loyal says I'd say about 53%. Lindsay Tortilla says imagine Darth Vader. His name was Mark. Bro would lose all of his aura. Corey, don't drink that, says Connor is the very reason I dislike slash players. How can you master any position when you're not the jack of all trades? When you're the jack of all trades, it doesn't make sense. Somber says Payton. Hanjohn says this. He says Wilson isn't small linebacker, 242, bigger than 6'1", 51 or 55. He just doesn't look it. He just seems so narrow, so wiry, you know. Somber teams need a joker. Corey says Connor could have been better at either position and never fully invested in either of his positions. Tortilla, Connor was a master of pissing off Cam. Lindsay says I saw Marvin Harrison. He got huge. I know it's off topic. No, that's cool. Mark Vader, still loyal. Mark Vader. I like it. Rhymes. Let's see, Mike. One more I'm going to throw at you with a quick response from you. Two more. One about offense, one about defense, and then we are going to get ready to do some trivia. Mike, two quick topics. Offense or defense first? What do you like?
Offense.
Fittipaldo says Will Howard's only makes the roster if the Steelers keep 4 quarterbacks. True or false? True. Very interesting. And then on defense, Mike, is there enough? Is the secondary's depth good enough to let Jalen Ramsey do what it is that Jalen Ramsey wants to do and what coaches want to do to use him in the way that Jalen can be very effective? Is there enough depth in the secondary to do that?
No, we need one more safety.
One more safety. And you've been saying that all along. You've been saying we're pretty thin at that safety spot. We did address it a little bit last week. Let's get one or two more topics, or I'm sorry, comments. And then we're going to get to this question here. Let's go to, Mike thinks we keep Magnum. That is Mark Malone. Mark Malone Mike, his head just blew off his shoulders. He thinks that he thinks you want Mason to stick around, which you may. I don't know. Right here, Lindsay says, so we think Howard is the one to go and not Mason. And then finally, Steel Loyal says this. He says false. They will put Drew Aller on the IR for a torn ligament in his pinky toe. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The 2dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got articles over there. All of our links to all of our social media sites. And if it's your thing, we got the merch store at the 2dumyinzers.com.
Sick Jones says this 100%. Fuck those cheating pussies. The Belichick was on ESPN. I got you on Epstein Island in 04. Guys, go check out the website, www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Lots of cool stuff over there. The guys do a lot of work. Go check it out today. All right, put on your thinking caps, Mike. Put on your thinking caps, everybody at home, everybody on the board. It's time for the trivia question of the day. And today, Mike, I usually like to pair it up with something from the show. Today is a totally random question of the day. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, it's relevant to the Steelers in a way, but nothing that we did talk about today. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Everybody put on your thinking caps. Here we go. Question of the day. Of the top 10 Steelers all-time point scorers, how many are not kickers? Of the top 10 Steelers all-time point scorers, how many of them are not kickers? Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. every day right here on the tube. Tyrone says GP posted a video of him warming up in a Steeler uniform. That's interesting. Throw your answer up there. Lindsay saying 7. 7 of them. Again, the question of the day, of the top 10 Steelers all-time point scorers, how many are not kickers? Mike, Lindsay saying 7. If you have a guess, throw it up. Maybe you may know it. Throw it up on the board. Mike, what is your thought process for this question? One more time. Of the Steelers' top 10 all-time point scorers, how many are not kickers?
Kickers, yeah, it's only 3 points or 1 point, but my God, they're out there a lot. Quarterbacks.
Tyrone says 8. Lindsay says 7.
I'm going to go 4.
Steel Loyal says laugh my ass off. Were the Steelers the Steelers, so I'm going to say like 4. Steel Loyal, there you go. Tortilla with his Rashard Mendenhall. 4 Steelers is what you're saying, Mike. Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
All right, I'm locking Mike in place. Again, we'll give it a couple moments. The question of the day is this. Of the top 10 Steelers all-time point scorers, how many are not kickers? Throw your answer up there. And I'll give you a hint. It was not Rashard Mendenhall. Not this time. I know he's usually the answer, but not this time, guys. That is my hint of the day. Just another moment, guys. Anybody watching the home run contest tonight? Home run contest tonight. Philadelphia is hosting the All-Star game in the majors. All-Star game tomorrow. Home run hitting contest tonight. Sarmer 6'9", 420 all day, big baby. Question of the day. Here we go, guys. Of the top 10 Steelers all-time point scorers, how many are not kickers? Well, let me give you the kickers first, and we will narrow it down, guys. The kickers on this list are Gary Anderson, Chris Boswell, Jeff Reed, Jarilla, Sean Sweezum, Norm Johnson, and that is it. That's 6, which means 4. Mike, you are correct. Steel Lawyer are correct. The answer for today is 4, and the names are Jerome Bettis is up there. Franco Harris is up there. Hines Ward is up there. And Antonio Brown is up there, guys.
Oh.
4 Steelers in the top 10 leading scorer. Holy shit.
Hell yeah, Steel Oil.
Right.
Hail Marys, baby.
Bettis, AB, Hines, and Franco. Lindsay says, BS, the answer is 7. I'm always right. You know what, Lindsay? Let's go with that. Lindsay is correct. Also, Sommer says, I haven't watched the home run derby since Bonds and McGuire. Wow. That was back here. But there you go, guys. 4 non-kickers. And again, Roy Jarillo, I'm sorry, Sean Sweezum, Norm Johnson, Jeff Reed, Chris Boswell, and Gary Anderson are the 6 kickers. Steel Loyal, 7 is a good number. Ask Tyrone. I do think, Mike, it's everything. What's your thoughts on today's show?
Man. That's right, Tyrone. Never go against me. Pay JPJ's money. We've been going over this for about a month now. Like just how good he is compared to everyone else. These top 10 lists throughout the NFL, it's proving that we here at the show could probably run an NFL franchise and at least get to 500 by the way these lists are coming out and how some of these teams value players. And Payton Wilson just needs to take a little step forward, and I think he'll be fine.
All right, I like it. And we'll be back tomorrow to get into so much more, guys, as we do work our way to that 1,000th episode. That is Wednesday, Mike Hump Day. Surprisingly, lands on the same day as the big 1,000th episode here on the show. And then, of course, we will start our break, which will lead up till the Monday, right as camp week starts. So that's how it's looking right now. So we'll be back tomorrow for 999. If you can believe it, guys, we'll be getting to all this and so much more tomorrow. Don't forget to check out Home Run Hitting Contest tonight. That is in Philadelphia. That's tonight. All-Star games tomorrow in Philly. Mike, the ladies, the Pittsburgh Passion, on their way to the championship, Mike, after the big win over the weekend against the DC Divas. They're heading back to the championship. And the Pittsburgh Riverhounds get the win as well. Big, all W's the whole way around the board, and the big sweep for the Pirates to finish off the first place Milwaukee Brewers before the All-Star break. Very excited about that. The Pirates have a 3-game. They're 3 games over 500, Mike, and they're 1 game out of the wild card spot. I think that's everything, guys. Of course, again, the week we come back, 7/28, the players start showing up. 7/29, July 29th is the official start date of camp. The 3rd of August, the pads come on the 8th. It's Saturday Night Lights, and again, they wrap up their training, Mike, in St. Vincent. It's St. Vincent College in Latrobe on the 17th. In that court, that goes along with preseason. They'll play Green Bay, then they'll finish up camp that following week, and then they'll play the Jets. And then they'll be done on their way back to Pittsburgh to prepare for Buffalo. So that's how it's going to work out with training camp this year, and it is over in St. Vincent College in Latrobe in Westmoreland County. If you're making the trek into town, or perhaps you're already here, Grab a couple more. Lindsay, he likes redheads. Chill, Lindsay. Lindsay says Wendy's might be my worst fast food. I never go there. Somber. I used to get 2 orders of fries after work. Still loyal. Only thing I get at Wendy's is the nuggets or a Frosty. And Frosties are fire. Still loyal. I do agree with you. And Tyrone says crazy talk. $5 Biggie chocolate Frosty all day. Big baby. Let's go right here. Somber. Wendy's fries bang though. I like the natural cut. Not even sure if they still have them. Wendy's is worse than Taco Bell. Lindsay says. And then Somber says somebody called a doctor. Guys, again, we do appreciate everybody. I will get to all these messages because they'll continue to go even as we're going off. So I don't want to miss any, but I do read every single one of them. Somber says spicy, nuggies are okay. And I love all this Wendy's talk. I'm starting.
I'll love me some Wendy's.
And it's all because Tyrone says I'm switching up and getting Wendy's today. But you know what? Wendy's is also a go-to for me, too. It's Taco Bell and Wendy's are usually my 2 favorites as well. But we'll be back tomorrow, guys, at our regular time to get into so much more in preparation in this offseason. As we know, just right around the corner, we have preseason in 1 month. We have camp in 2 weeks. And again, just 62 days, Tunchokin days until the season kicks off right here in Pittsburgh. A few things before we do take off. Mike, I know you're keeping an eye on your situation.
Yep.
Let me know if that does pop up, and then I will I'm just trying to go over these last few things. I do apologize. A few things before we do go, guys. If you are getting ready to watch some sports and enjoy your summer a little bit more, why don't you swing by and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner? This beer, Mike, it's available in 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle and wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner are fantastic. They always help us out, so we like to do the same for them. If you're not a big beer drinker, that's fine. Swing by, check out their social media, hit the follow, hit the likes, all that kind of stuff to support them. They support us, so we just ask for these guys to do the same. We always have Duquesne Pilsner here on tap in the studio for every event that comes along. Mike brewed right here in Pittsburgh, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
If you're on the internet looking around, looking at their websites, do check us out as well, guys. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button, keep up with what's going on with the 2 Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you have not had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, hit the sub, the share, leave a comment. It all helps us, guys, in the algorithm, and it pushes our names out there. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Again, I'm seeing the messages go. I apologize. I will read them. I swear to you. I read every message every day. I swear to you, I do. Finally, I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board. You guys are always keeping the show interesting, and you are the lifeblood of this show. Thank you for everything that you do. And then finally, I want to say thank you, everybody that's at home. Maybe you're in a car, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're even at work watching, listening to the show. We want to thank you too. We'll be back tomorrow to get into all of this Pittsburgh scoop and so much more, Mike, as we continue to work our way through this offseason towards 1,000 episodes, towards the Steelers season. It's all coming so fast. I just don't know what to do, but I do know that the terrible board makes it all worthwhile. Thank you for everything that you do. Truly, honestly, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. Mike, your thoughts real quick before we do go. I do know that you're awaiting something on your
awaiting something. Yes. No, great show, everyone. Can't wait to do 999 tomorrow.
999, guys. 999. Damn, I can't even believe it. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, everybody, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you. I hope everybody has a safe Monday. Stay safe. Got home run derby tonight. Got wrestling tonight, if that's your thing. So much going on, guys, especially with our Steelers. We'll be back tomorrow to get into all that. I do believe that's everything, Mike. I'm going to spin around. Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, for Derpy, for Mike, for RB, for Chop, for Finch, myself, the 2 Dum Yinzers, everybody have a great, safe Monday. We'll see everybody back tomorrow. I do want to say peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Have a great one, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.